There we go. I'm assuming the stream key got fucked somehow, so I had to put a new one in. It's weird.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Don't usually have to do that. There we go. We are live now. There we go. So that's dope. So thank you all for tuning in. Welcome back to Kingless Chronicle. Last time the party got up to some shenanigans in the forests of Gloucester. They also turned in the thieves that they had captured in the Nebulum. We made some business arrangements with the gnomes, collected their payment from the gnomes, and also hunted down some bears that were infected with some sort of plague of undeath, before recruiting an NPC named Yorm into their group, who will be traveling with them for the foreseeable future, as they make their way into the land of monsters. So alright, for the last stretch of this journey for the land of monsters, there will be no more skill checks for this, as you will basically arrive this session. And give me a moment. There we go. So as the party arrives in the land of monsters, they find that the trees just begin to immediately fade away, getting thinner and thinner, shorter and shorter, but as you look behind you, they are very thick. Like, the woods themselves create a natural barrier between the land of monsters and Gloucester. As you continue walking and heading forwards, you find that the land beneath your feet turns filled with yellows, browns, and some reds and oranges, similar to the fall time, but just naturally here. And you can see hills, mountains, and large plains off in the distance. And as you continue traveling this way, you eventually you feel the shift in the air. You don't travel very long before it gets blisteringly cold. Not below freezing yet, but you feel like it could get there very quickly at this rate. Harkin seems unaffected by this. Tulio is noticeably kind of jogging in place whenever you stop, and he is constantly in motion, keeping his body temperature up. Yorm does not seem bothered by the cold either, just hardy dwarven stock. Eleanor kind of wraps her cloak around herself for warmth. But Delon and Bub, it's pretty cold for the two of you. Delon almost more so than Bub due to his metal armor.
Right.
As for you, Gildas, It's a bit similar to certain areas of Reynolds, so it's not too bad for you.
Yeah, I mean, I used to live in the mountains. And if it gets cold, I have my winter blanket in my pack. So
True. As you continue to travel, Harkin speaks up to the party. Now that we're heading into the proper lands of monsters, I think it would be wise of me to let you all know of a certain cultural custom here. In these lands, before you meet with a tribe leader or chieftain or shaman, it is highly advised that you bring a gift of sorts. I myself have already acquired a gift to bring to the shaman for my specific request. However, if you have something with you that you could use as a gift for greeting, I would highly advise doing so now, as arriving to the shaman with no gift is incredibly rude.
right.
Delon will say, as he takes a cloak from his bag. So Harkin is correct. When I travel through these parts, it was always customary to bring some sort of a gift, and the best I found were ones that are personally made.
Well, I can certainly make something. It's just that I have to think about what to make. And to that, Marshall, I'd like to use my past experiences with orcs from Reynolds to know like what kind of gift, like sure personal, but like what would a shaman like, you know?
So make me a history roll with advantage.
Okay, it's already toggled on. That's a
16. Alright. So, as you're thinking about it, Gildas, you know that orcs appreciate usually combative tools, or things that they can use, very practical, useful goods. And a shaman would actually appreciate either something very foreign, something they have never seen in all their years as a shaman, or something that is not only exceptionally useful, but is also of expert craftsmanship. So shamans prefer you to bring, I say, some people have brought shamans wands in the past, or tomes from neighboring lands, kind of things. Something to show of their culture to gift to them, essentially.
Yeah.
Or others have brought beautifully crafted weaponry.
But the shamans is not really interested in weapons, but something useful.
I don't really have anything like that. Now that I look at it.
No, it's just that I can make one. Like real quick.
That's true.
I have to think about like what to make.
Also,
the
for
only special
context,
thing I
Evan,
have.
Harkin is bringing his own gift because he's not technically part of your retinue.
Yeah.
But for your group, you will have to all of you will be represented by one gift.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I'm
Yeah.
not worried then.
I'm
willing to chip in somehow if you need help, Delon.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll history because I know this. I know this area a bit. This is where the White Dragon resides.
Guide.
So, yeah. Huzzah!
Where was mine?
I forgot.
Bub is cranky. He forgot.
He's cold. He it just now.
I only
he's
have a
able to get
7
this spell out.
constitution. I can't resist it.
That just skill supremacist as
And I guess a D4 on top of that.
All
Yeah,
right.
20.
So what sort of thing are you thinking about trying to figure out, Delon? That's a very good roll.
So I'm specifically, because of his past experiences with this different groups, assumably something that would be welcome. Very good gift, because there's a couple examples that come to his mind. It's more of a based on the history and my past experiences. What did they like best? And I can just kind of point Gildas in that direction, because I know some things they might like, but what would be a good to compromise an entire group? One individual, that's one enough gift, but a group of people usually there's kind of more of expected a bit more of a something a bit more.
A bit more of an oomph kind of a thing.
Oomph when you bring a group, yes. Park can get away with a simple gift because he's a simple man and he just shows up. He's not part of it, but once you're part of a party, it's kind of more expected that you're like, this is a representation of everyone.
True. So with a 20, Delon, you would know that the best received groups as groups of gifts for a group, a small kind of band of people seeking to have not only a good audience with the shaman, but usually requesting some sort of request from him, should usually come with something that not only benefits the shaman, but the tribe. After all, you are traveling as a tribe. So your traveling tribe is coming in good faith by gifting something that benefits their tribe. These sorts of gifts would be like food, or something that could provide a lot of goods for the tribe overall. Like perhaps you have enough fur to make several blankets, or you went out of your way and hunted something in the lands and brought back its meat and carcass for the tribe. Similar things like this are very useful.
Yeah, actually about that. Like before everything, I was thinking like, well, I haven't had like set up like the economy here. Like, you know, wouldn't that be like good enough gift already? But I don't know.
You do know that giving money would not work here.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I do have that iron we got.
True.
Be beneficial, but
gifting raw iron for crafting materials could perhaps be a good gift.
Do we want to craft something that like is kind of like represents our party? That might be interesting.
Yeah, actually, you know, it's iron for my What's the quality of the iron? I have to ask first.
Oh, it's very good quality.
Right. So I was thinking, we're gonna give like a part of the iron, right? And like from that iron as well, I'm gonna make like a wand, you know, like a staff, like a metallic staff. And like I want like you know with my channel divinity, you know, to make something fast. And like from there, you know, with the wand, like make some little I don't know carvings like relief or something, you know, representing like the party's regions, right? Because we got somebody from the Savage Lands, King's Landing, Asteria. Look, we got somebody from everywhere, except the Land of Monsters. So I'll make one of like each region represented on it, essentially.
So like an iron staff with symbols from every region carved into the iron staff itself.
Essentially, well, considering Dalan, I think I'll make like one representing the Templars. So I guess it doesn't offend you. It's like
that's fine.
Yeah. It's like I mean that's what King's Landing is. Then I'll have like a wizard / alchemist for Asterium. Then I have like a druid for Bab. I have a for Glowcaster. we do have a ranger, but like rangers are really like a broadcasted thing. So I think I'll just I mean the pickaxe would be fine, right? I think.
Pickaxe or a hammer.
Yeah, we'll be both at the same time, you know.
That would work.
Yeah.
Not to be
for
confused with the nefarious sickle and hammer.
Yeah, I think the only thing I have is the university key. That's literally the only thing I have from where I'm from.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like I represented you like the drilling or something, so
That should
like
be good.
both
Yeah.
upstairs and all. For
Yeah, I
Nebulin, volcano, I guess.
Yeah, just volcano, honestly.
Yeah. And then I think for me, like Reynolds and all, I just put down the symbol of Bridget. Should be good enough.
Alrighty.
Yeah, this should be the staff.
So you will be gifting. So I have all this correctly. You're going to be gifting them an iron staff with symbols from that represent not only every member of the party but where they're from, and then
Right.
we'll also gift them a chunk of the iron that you have
Yeah.
that the staff was made out of. Essentially saying, here's a good quality product made from the iron, and here's iron so you too can make things. Here's proof of quality. Here's the iron.
Yes. Essentially.
All right. So for posterity's sake, go ahead and do your ritual. There you go.
Way ahead of you.
All right. So you get to make exactly as you described.
Mm-hmm.
So with some divinity, some guidance from the party, and input from different party members on what to make this into, what symbols to have with it, and your just raw talent and craftsmanship, you craft a beautiful and very sturdy iron staff. Afterwards, Harkin nods, giving you the party a little bit of a grin. Quite happy with their ingenuity, with the idea for their gift, and the party continues heading forwards. As they begin traveling, they occasionally see massive craters in the ground. They just kind of look like big old holes, like depressions. But there are always 4 of them, and they're several feet apart. Your entire cart fits in one of these holes.
I wonder what made that.
One of the grander beasts here, I would imagine.
Grand. I mean, we could all fit in there. I don't know.
It's a one, you probably know what it is or heard of it.
You could roll history with advantage on that, Delon.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, that's 20. At 20. So Delon, you immediately recognize these tracks. They're mammoth tracks.
Ooh.
Hmm.
You know that mammoths are as big as some buildings and just massive. Like humongous creatures. They're very, very old, and they always travel alone. They're one of the apex hunt predators and creatures in the land of monsters, only to be contested by their own natural predator, the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Delon says, "Oh, looks like a mammoth track. Must be on its own. I don't see anything else. Is it any young with it? Must be solitary by itself. It's one of the natural creatures here. Luckily, mammoths are mostly docile creatures and don't really do anything. Unless you're interested in their fur. And that takes a whole hunting party to get it. It's quite the bout. Now, if this was its natural enemy, I'd recommend us heading in the opposite direction."
Yeah, so Bub is gonna pep up and go, "Mammoth track!" And he's gonna like scuttle up like next to it, like sniffing at it and observing it and measuring it.
Well, it is a massive track. Like, your entire cart fits in it. Like, the track is about as big as like, the tavern's foundation.
Whoa, I've never seen one before.
It's quite the sight. On my journey here and across the land of monsters, I encountered a few mammoths, and they were. And you will see them way before you ever get close. Beautiful creatures.
Well, I'm sure we're bound to come across one eventually.
I'd really love to see it just once.
Same here. Just to get an idea of like how big it really is. With tracks tells you something, but
Delon glances to the track and is looking by its size. The track, I think we're looking at a good-sized adult. Is it? Even still, I've heard there might even be bigger versions of this, but I've yet to see one much bigger. Those are far deeper in the ice. From what I recall, of course. 'Tis a rumor, though.
bigger than that. Just like lost in thoughts, trying to imagine that. But wait, hold on. You said they have natural predators?
Aye. Its natural predator. Yeah. Aye. The mammoth's natural predator is the colossal Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Huh.
Believe me, if you see a single print on the ground, you'll know its territory. And if you hear it shout, you best run or be prepared to fight to the death.
Well, thankfully, if it's as big as a mammoth, we'll get to see it before it sees us.
Aye. Aye. Its eyesight is not the sharpest, but it more than makes up for its constitution and ferocity.
Along with the 20, I'll also let you know that Tyrannosaurus Rexes are fully aware of their domain and will always roar as soon as you enter their territory.
Huh.
It's one of those things where you like step, pull back foot, step again, like just the fast. Okay, alright.
Told you, would definitely try that.
He would actually.
I wasn't aware that T-Rexes could live in the Arctic.
In my setting, they can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Just throw the cold template on them or whatever.
the way I think Marshall and I talked about it was, look, the thing is just so big that it just generates enough of its own body heat that it negates the frost damage that it's getting. It's basically just so colossal itself. It really is it's just a negative effect, bounce back.
Yeah, it generates so much body heat by just moving and living and walking around that it physically can't freeze to death. And when it needs to sleep, there's
mammoth.
A mammoth. Mammoths.
Mammoths and people will try to kill it.
Yep.
Evan, this is Monster Hunter logic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Also, if the T-Rex needs to sleep, it sleeps in glaciers. It creates an igloo effect where it's warm inside the glacier.
Besides, why do you need a justification for something being there? Honestly, like it's there because I say so. Boom.
That's true.
Alrighty. Seeing that marvelous footprints and studying them a bit, the party continues traveling. Harkin actually slows your group a bit once you reach a certain point. and you begin slowing greatly, but not stops in a direction. As he does so, those with good perception, aka Gildas and
Not
Yorm,
me.
can see that that an arrow has been fired into the air.
Uh-huh.
Oh, seems we are being welcomed. Do not hasty, do not draw your weapons, simply stay put, continue traveling. We'll be surrounded in no time.
See.
Wait, you said we're gonna be surrounded here, Pops? That's right. So we're gonna be surrounded by a band of savages. Ah, lovely. Just like back home. I'm not one to personally like being surrounded, but as long as we don't mean no harm, and they don't mean no harm to us, can't be a problem, right?
Well, look at it this way. The arrow could have been fired at us, rather than like at the sky.
Precisely. Well, then I'll listen to Harkin's words. He hasn't steered us wrong yet. But everybody be careful. We may need to get ourselves out of this, just in case.
Well, we'll keep an eye out then.
Alrighty. So as the party continues traveling, eventually, some orcs riding on the backs of raptors start flanking the group. They're quickly trailed by orcs riding more raptors. And you find that some minotaurs are marching over towards you as well. Leading the minotaurs is a... let's see, what are they called? What up? Is a Luxodon, wielding a mighty hammer. He gestures to the orcs, and as well as the minotaurs, and they communicate in quick signs, but do not speak yet. Eventually, you're completely flanked, and the Luxodon simply steps to the side as a figure begins walking over to you. He is a green and black lizard-looking fellow. His bow has the symbol of a green dragon on it. You can also tell that he is wearing very thick leather and furs and the like, and he has a few bracelets on that glow orange.
Yeah, I remember that dude.
Yo! Sorry about the rude welcoming, but you know, when I see strangers coming into our group, armed strangers no less, it's my job to make sure that y'all don't get too far without us knowing it. Ivan, long time no see. Hello, Harkin. How does the Green Dragon's quest go? Horrible as per usual. Stop asking every time you see me. I am sick of it. And I will continue to ask, as I am invested in your quest. Just glad one of us is. He shakes his head, scratching at the frill on the back of his head, and just looks back at the party again. Well, then if you're traveling with Harkin, I imagine you're the troublesome kind of party. You're not gonna be going around causing anything, right? That guy's awfully twitchy. Hey, it's being twitchy that's kept me alive.
Well, we don't really mean any harm. I mean, we even come bearing gifts for the shaman.
Gifts for the shaman. Alright then. Cultural standards say that I am forced now to lead you to him.
I see.
Right this way. He turns and begins leading you through the way. You notice that he doesn't lower his guard, however. Even though he's got his back turned to you, you swear he feels your presence. Eventually, he leads you all to a sort of a cleft with essentially a cleft in a glacier, which has created a little cave. And inside, you can see that there are some teepees and some fires burning. There is currently a mighty roast that is burning in the central fire. You can see there are some orc women tending the fire with a few orc children on their hips, kind of a thing. You can also see that there are some minotaurs that are clashing with each other, literally headbutting each other and throwing each other in wrestling type poses, like just throwing and grappling each other all over the place. Whenever one gets thrown down, a bunch of orcs, Luxodons, minotaurs, and the like all begin cheering. Then they help each other up and they bash their heads into each other again. You can also see that there are some Goliaths wandering about, by far the tallest creatures in this area. Their heads almost touching the tops of this glacier cave. About 7-8 feet tall, just gigantic people. When they see you, they always smile a warm and welcoming smile and wave at you, gesturing you over to come enjoy yourself. However, Ivan just shakes a hand at them like no, 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 and they immediately nod and smile and continue on their way. Finally, your guide leads you all to the largest tent, which is not crafted of the same material as the others. The others are simple leather. This one is crafted from some sort of scaled hide. If you wish to roll history to try to see if you can figure out what the scaled hide is, I would allow it.
Do you want me to roll?
Oh yeah, if you wanted.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
By my guidance.
That's too fun. Holy shit!
Dang. Master of law, Delon.
Delon, you, as you look at it, you immediately
I got
notice.
double advantage, double crit.
That's crazy.
That has never happened.
410.
I've never seen a. I've never actually
410.
seen a double crit. I've never
Yep.
seen a double crit.
That's
Very
hilarious. So Delon, not only as soon as you see this tent, do you recognize that it's the biggest one here, but you also can tell that the scaled hide is the hide of a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Hmm. Oh my god! All my other rolls are so shit.
Such is the
them.
law of equivalent exchange.
Yeah.
By my guidance.
Alrighty. Ivan stops you, turns to the tent, does a rhythmic knocking. There is a grunting in Orcish, and Ivan dips into the tent. A little bit later, Ivan steps back out, and you see that some Orcish handmaidens, essentially, pull back the flaps. When you walk in the center of the tent, standing with his back to you, and waving with a staff in one hand and waving around a skull that is smoking incense. He's waving it around and muttering prayers. Is the shaman. Of note, he is quite a different skin tone from most of the other orcs in this tribe. He's the only one that looks like he's a bit of a paler orc. He also is very old looking, as he is wrinkled and his hair is completely gray and starting to fall out. His teeth look cracked and a little bit not as sharp as they used to be. However, it's very clear that he's, even in his old age, he is a warrior to be reckoned with. He continues waving the skull around as smoke wafts into the room. And once smoke, a decently heavy layer of smoke is floating above your heads, he props the skull up on top of his staff, where there's another skull in the staff. As incense continually blows from his staff now, and he turns to you all and nods. Welcome.
I'll take a seat back in Orcish. Thank you for having us. Or letting us have the honor of being here.
He nods back to you and speaks to you in Orcish now, Gildas. Welcome, Mini War Chief.
Oh, he knows.
Well, just
Is this still an Orcish though?
Yeah, it was.
yeah.
Okay, Bub doesn't understand, so he just sits there with a dumb face.
I'll just like.
So as per usual.
That's anti-kobold rhetoric.
I just like laugh and smile. So could probably infer like what was said from another perspective, but yeah. Then I'll say back. I see the news have reached you already.
Of course they have. He's still speaking Orcish to you, by the way.
Wow, so am
The
I.
news of a pale pink orc. A new one. One not of the tribe. One who said he was from a different tribe. Wandering and gathering large sums of goblins. Using their naivety to spread his word of a goddess not heard of in these lands. Bridget.
Indeed. That was one of our topics of conversation today. But before that, shall we discuss other matters first?
Yes. We will discuss the matters of war later. There is a time and a place for war. For now, you come bearing gifts. Let us see them.
Right. So I'll just show him the staff I made and say, this is a token of our appreciation, made from the iron I've come to give to you.
He extends his open hand to you. Once you place it in his hand, he takes it and looks it over several times, admiring the masonry of it and the craftsmanship. He then stabs his current staff into the ground, takes the staff in both his hands, and begins to attempt to break it with both hands. When it doesn't break, he nods to himself, and then he turns to a horribly battered training dummy in the room. He walks over to it, and with a large, very militaristic, double-handed swing, cracks the old battered training dummy as the head is cracked clean open and flies halfway across the tent. He looks at it some more, nods, and plants it in the ground. Walks back over to his staff, takes it again. Strong. Resilient. Firm. We acknowledge the gift. We acknowledge the position your gift implies.
About. Yeah, you said that all that in common, or?
Yes, he said that all in common.
Right. Yeah.
He gestures for you all to sit. However, he sits first and then gestures for you all to sit. It's a very simple gesture, just a wave of one arm, just onto the ground.
Delon gets off let's say, patting him. He says something to him in a bit of Sylvian, and then just approaches and sits down.
Harkin sits as well, and he reaches into his cloak and retrieves a leather-bound parcel, to which he lays it on the ground, essentially. But not on the bare ground of the tent. He specifically places it on one of the mats in front of him. Harkin has returned with another gift. He takes the gift, looks it over, and then begins to slowly unwrap it. Once he looks at it, you find that it is a beautifully crafted wand. A very expensive wand. If somebody wants to make an Arcana check, they could attempt to figure out what kind.
Sure, why not?
Despite being born in a magic school, I don't have Arcana.
18.
18,
That's why
very
you're a
nice.
druid.
Flunked out of wizard school. How'd you go do it?
Flunked out of
basically
wizard
did.
school, went back home and started chewing on
Oh.
mushrooms, achieved enlightenment.
Ready to the grid.
That's an indie movie right there.
You know what? I'd watch it.
But alrighty, so an 18 on Arcana. So Gildas, you are very quickly able to recognize it due to the fact that it is an officially made one. That is very well crafted, and only a few people could craft something quite like this. It is a wand of create food and water.
Ah.
You want something badly, Harkin. Yes. Do not mince your words with me. We acknowledge the gift of sustenance for the coming winter. Speak your request. I request an anonymity. To be not known to be here, both by the tribes and those who would know that I am here. I also request furs and the ability to travel under the cover of darkness. You request me to use my shamanistic talents for you, Harkin. Precisely. The gift benefits the tribe immensely. Your request is approved. Do not begin to consider, however, that it will be so easy another time. Of course. Thank you. Harkin nods and then immediately just lowers his head, respectfully, just not saying another word. Now then, on to other topics. The gifts have been brought. They have been acknowledged. Welcoming must commence. Woman! The food! The drink! The Orcish women shout back in Orcish and come bringing in food carved straight from the roast outside, and a ruby red, sort of ruby pinkish reddish looking, actually it's a pure blue drink, like sort of translucent blue, pale light blue, kind of like the glaciers, and it has what looks like ruby red berries inside of it. Once the food is fully laid out before all of you, the orc shaman before you takes some meat and begins eating. Only after that does Harkin start eating. Let us discuss other affairs as we eat. Eating food with the gift givers brings bonds.
I'll start eating too. Like, I don't know what the roast is, but
I have an anti-poison amulet on. I'll eat.
The food is not poisoned, I will confirm that. After all, he did eat it himself.
That means nothing. He can always play trickery.
What is this, Nebulum?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't see orcs using poison anyway.
I know. I know. I'm just.
That's more of a goblin thing.
It is a shaman. It is a shaman, so you know. But yeah.
But as you all begin eating the food, the shaman looks over to you all. He has a piece of meat between his fingers as he gestures to you all. What brings you here?
We seek passage through. We will be honored if you allow us to safely reach passage into the Sabbath lands and possibly investigate a situation that has occurred recently.
The situation matters not to me as long as this does not affect the tribe. Safe passage could be given. But I remember you. You were shorter, shoulders thinner, but your walk is the same.
You remember, John. I believe last time we met, I was a man still.
Aye, and a man you are still, Dragonborn.
I'm honored that you remembered me, as I have remembered you. I noticed if I may say so humbly, you have a new skin on in your tent. Suits you. Must have been hard fought.
It was a gift given for the acknowledgement of another tribe. I intended to give them the only task that I felt they would not be able to accomplish after all. Their desire would bring weakness to the clan. They accomplished it. As per custom, I gave them their desire and accepted the symbol of status.
I understand. Then, in accordance to your customs, as I have tried to speak with and have somewhat experienced, what trials and tribulations would you bestow upon us for safety of passage?
He takes a drink of the glacier blue drink and crunches one of the frozen berries between his teeth, spitting out the pit in the same gesture. Safe passage from all tribes is no small gesture. Means I am vouching for you as a friend.
Aye. I suppose it would be.
But as you are a dragonborn of her ladyship, the Pearl One, I can lower the expectation.
That's
One does
greatly
not
appreciated.
travel with the servant of the Pearl One without just cause. Before you leave this place, bring us a beast which you have slain, and I will gather the tribes, and we will hold a feast. Do this, and your passage is guaranteed.
I accept the challenge. And I will prove your faith, and I will prove your faith in me justified, as I did those years ago.
To the Pearl One. As he says this, he throws a piece of meat on the fire. As it crackles and burns, the fat of the meat sending unique flames and smoke up into the air that rise up through the top of the tent and into the sky.
Delana grabs his whatever he's drinking from and he raises it up. To the Pearl Lady.
The shaman nods and turns his attention to you, Gildas. He begins speaking to you in Orcish again.
Right.
What is your standing, War Chief? Your position is one of strength, security, and resolve. As he says resolve, his fist clenches and shakes. Such is the implication of your gift.
Oh. Well, now I actually have to think about it, because... I mean, I did say to the goblins, yeah, maybe do something with the shaman, but then again, I think I only said it to one. So...
You're in too deep now, Gildas. You're in too deep.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, I have to actually choose my words carefully. be very honest, at this point, I would like cooperation, if possible. After all, I did set up my enterprise without, well, consulting you, getting your permission and all that. I just told, well, should I say my goblins to go back here and do as I said to them, which was spread the word of Bridget and Smith. Now, knowing the orcs, at least the orcs from Reynold, I was thinking that, well, I thought at the time that making weapons for you, weapons, armors, and all that, wouldn't be offensive. It would rather be a boon instead. But frankly, I don't know how you stand on that. Well, you can probably infer, but I'd rather hear it from you directly.
So Gildos, I want you to roll a intuition check.
Insight.
Yeah, that's the one.
16.
So when you mentioned coming for more diplomatic reasons, and you started talking of essentially seeking to work together, he did a very good job of hiding it, but you saw for a brief moment his eyes narrowed for a moment, as if gauging the truth of your words. While you wait for him to speak, he, in one slow gesture, uncurls his fist and opens his palm to his left hand to the left of him, and a weapon is placed in the palm of his hand, which he then looks like he's about to swing it at you, and simply stops, holding it before the two of you. He turns it over and lets you both admire the craftsmanship. It is a mace made of bone. Crudely made, but a bone mace. He places it between the two of you, and he opens his right hand. A goblin rushes over and places a weapon in his right hand. He holds it before you, and it is a metal weapon, similar as the bone mace, but better crafted. He shows it to you both, letting you both admire its craftsmanship, and places it between you. He then opens his left hand again, as a leather shield is placed in it. Does the same. His right hand, a metal and wood shield. He lays all of these before the two of you, and gestures in a slow, sweeping gesture to them. Classical goblin craftsmanship. Goblin craftsmanship. Man's craftsmanship. Man's craftsmanship. All made by goblins. He gestures to them a few times. Just go ahead.
No, I know, I was just... Oh. I was surprised too when they first gave me, well, they gave me the first metalworking. And so fast too.
A pink orc, crafting weapons and armaments. some gifted to me as tribute, but many more made for themselves. Pink War Chief never seen, talked about, yelled about, sung about. Ironworks, mines, engines of warfare, and the Pink War Chief seeking counsel.
When you put it that way, then I can see why you probably think the way you are right now. But I didn't mean it the way you think. Because perhaps those can help you. Oh, not sure. Defeat the mammoth. Or maybe some of those, what did they call them again? Tyrannosaurus Rex. Yes.
His hands start to do a bit of a gesture, and you see that the smoke in the room starts to waft into shapes. Sort of swirling about him, and forming the shape of another soldier. He looks like a young man. The smoke swirls around, and he has an army of orcs, goblins, and minotaurs, as well as some lizard folk. Shows him leaving, coming back. The soldier's bigger now, good head taller, has horns and a tail. The first time he came, shows that he was a man, and his fellows were discussing things with another strong figure. Wafts through. Second time, there is clear argument, and both sides seem ready for war. He wafts the smoke again, and the tribe that arrived before, the aggressor tribe, leaves, heading over the mountain pass. He wafts the smoke again, and he shows a much smaller tribe, also led by a decently tall and strong-looking warrior man.
Mm-hmm.
Where will these go? Will they leave, come back changed, and disrespect those that were here before? Or he puts his one hand in a palm, he puts his left hand down, an open palm gesture, starts swirling the smoke with the other hand. Rises bigger and bigger, and then sweeps it across. Or will the tribes unite?
Well, I did speak of cooperation, meaning perhaps down the line can also mean unification.
Cooperation leads to temporary bonds. Bonds of brotherhood forged in war, in similar environments. are ironclad. I do not acknowledge the Pink War Chief.
Mm-hmm.
You are no war chief. Not yet. If you
Well,
desire to be war chief, then prove it. I will not acknowledge the Pink Orc clan.
Very well. That title was more thrust upon me than earned. And so, in spirit of future possible bounds, I shall prove to you that I am of War Chief caliber.
He leans forwards and you see a mischievous smirk on his face. Do not let your goblins hear that, Pink War Chief. Be
They have a bad.
more confident, or you'll lose your flock. And then he leans back again. He said that last part, be more confident, or you'll lose your flock, in common.
Well, you know, it's like with 5 more levels and then all the time, you know. This is that I could challenge him right now. It's just that I'm not dumb, you know. I know that if I do it now, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, it's like, yeah. Let's talk for now. Well, we'll see you later.
With the feast and the communication shared with food and drink concluded, the business between the shaman and the Pink Orc tribe is concluded. I allow you to leave. Your request has been acknowledged. Your gifts are acknowledged. Your position are acknowledged. Harkin nods and stands, leaving the room. Thank you. With obvious communication with the shaman finished, and him no longer paying you much attention, the party leaves the tent, stepping back into the cave's dim but shining firelight. Tulio gives an audible sigh once you leave the tent. Oof! And I thought he was gonna have all our heads on pikes.
I don't speak Orcish.
No, you don't.
Hi, what was that all about?
Well, let's just say that I have to prove that I am a War Chief caliber. Of course, what you said is correct. Had I said something different, we may very well have been in that position. So, I essentially try to smooth things over. See, didn't quite work out as I hoped we would, but now I have to think about what to do.
Harkin lights up
apologize.
his pipe. Don't take it so badly, old boy. You had a smashing conversation for your first one with the shaman.
Hey, no.
He didn't strike you.
No, Haken. It's polite to listen.
Delon says, I apologize. I should have warned you forwards ahead of time the kind of mannerisms you should have bestowed. I assumed from Renaud you would have a similar understanding of the mentality that would come from the people who live in the land of monsters.
Right, you would think that, but there's still quite the differences, I'd say.
Here,
Similar, but
what I found in my travels is practicality is key. At least in the mindset. I'm sure if you show yourself and we show off, defeat a beast, bring it back, who knows?
right.
And if I may say so, Sir Gildas, I would be very careful when we do have that feast. No doubt if the shaman knows of your war chief status, that may be acceptable to him, but I know from my experience with other tribes, they will find a way to contest you. And additionally, if you refuse to challenge or to push a challenge, that will be a heavy blow to your reputation and character. It's a great dishonor to refuse.
Well, I fully expected something like that to occur eventually. But
just a forewarning.
For now, I think we have a mammoth to hunt, don't we?
Aye. A mammoth or what else is it? Whatever great beasts lay on our way. Hopefully, it hasn't fallen to its predator.
Aye. In the meantime, hunting a mammoth is a great endeavor. Take quite a bit of time. Perhaps if we head out a little bit, I can show you the lay of the land.
I think that would be a good start.
Aye. No use hunting a beast when you don't even know what to look for or what to hide behind.
Bob, you're a druid. Help us out.
Yeah, so what beast are we looking for?
A mammoth, bub. Something like
Well, I've never seen a mammoth before, but Bub thinks about it. The mammoth is so large. So it's gonna need large, wide open ground that's sturdy so it doesn't fall through the ice, and large amounts of food. Most places wouldn't be able to maintain such a thing.
This is
that.
true. If I may, the war chieftain said that if you simply had to procure it before you left these lands. That is not a precise timetable, per se. It means that you could acquire it at any point before leaving the land of monsters. And Alon, I would like to request your presence as well. My request for the cover of darkness is only for one evening.
He kind of tilts his head a bit. I see. If that is your request, Harkin, I will not deny it.
Thank you. You may may bring your entire entourage if you so desire.
That will be up to them.
Well, I'm curious to see where Harkin is attempting to take my men with them, so of course I'm coming with. No offense there, Harkin, but I want to get more familiar with the lay of the land, and that chap with the bow seemed like he knew what he was doing. So think I'll share a few drinks and maybe go with a tussle with him or so. Try to earn his respect, maybe. Maybe you can teach me a few pointers.
That's not a bad idea, you Sir Mountainborn. I think that would be for the best.
Thank you. I'm not really fit for trudging it through these large open swathes. I'm a good marathoner, but good sprinter, but not at best marathoner.
I think if I may say, your stride is quite well done. You certainly have the hardy upper body shape for it.
That's the mountain-born blood in me. Tulio chips up. I'll tag along with you, Chief. If you're heading out somewhere, I gotta make sure that whatever Pops is taking you with ain't gonna stab you in the back.
Fair enough.
Well, I'm not quite sure where you're going, what you'll do, but if I come along, avoid some more diplomatic incidents, just in case.
And Bob?
Well, I'd love to find it, but I don't have any ways of searching for it. I could maybe follow the tracks to it, but it seems like you all think it's a bad idea.
An unfortunate habit of kobolds, getting locked onto one part of the conversation. It's rather endearing, really.
Well, if that's the case, Bob, then why not go with your man, get yourself familiar with the lands as well. After all, if you know how it works, you probably know how the animals work.
Well, if that's the best job that I can do right now, then that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I think that's the most useful thing Bub could do for the party at the moment.
Alrighty. I will say this GM info for Bub. The thing that Harkin's going for is very specifically, it has to do with that plague that you encountered earlier. So if you want to travel with Harkin for that, there's that as well.
Let's see. Well, this is a tough choice because in that case, I'm gonna be investigating the curse because that's my main mission.
Alrighty. So Bub will travel with the party.
Okay.
I didn't want you to miss out on that just in case, because it may not have been the best communicated. Yeah.
No, that's fine.
But alrighty. With everybody gathered, Yorm deciding to stay behind to kind of rub shoulders with the chief hunter of the shaman's tribe. Party heads off following Harkin under the cover of darkness. Under this darkness, not only is it very dark on the Land of Monsters in the evening, there's a beautifully open starry sky, but the stars don't offer the best light. However, as you're traveling, give me one moment. You find, oh, that's actually the wrong track. Hold up. this the one? As you're traveling, you find that a bit of what looks like dust from the stars begins to blanket all of your persons. Harken nods to the heavens. Ah, the beauties of shamancraft. And as it begins to blanket the party, you find that all of you look like... You look like you are black silhouettes covered in stars,
Whoa.
offering you essentially perfect invisibility at the moment.
Whoa.
With this, we should be allowed to travel with expedient progress without disturbing or aggravating anyone. Unfortunately, I had to call quite a big favor for that, and I don't believe that I'll be able to do so again anytime soon. So,
Where'd you
onwards.
acquire such a thing?
Oh, the wand?
Aye, it was a fine craftsmanship, and I've not seen some since, and perhaps Asterium.
Well, that's where I got it, actually. While in Styrium, I was specifically inquiring after the whereabouts of that staff. The methodology of making a staff quite like that is rather difficult, and I could not get in contact with one of the crafters of wands, unfortunately. What I was able to garner was the location and the price of one such wand. Now I managed to, through some clever negotiating, bargain a trade of sorts. One tome of knowledge for a simple wand of great food and water.
That's a surprisingly low for that kind of a craftsmanship.
Aye, a tome of knowledge was, unfortunately, very, very rare and no one of its kind. I mourn it even to this day. It was a beautiful read. But as we're traveling, I do believe I should be a little more honest with all of you now. So, the compatriot who's having trouble with his flock is, not a well-liked individual, to be precise. Now, I don't think I have to count on any of you, except perhaps Delon, to have an overzealous reaction to this individual. However, they are a necromancer by trade, and a very good one. Unfortunately, they are very, very prone to disliking outsiders. So, allow me to do the talking at first.
As you wish.
Though I promise you, Delon, they are the solitary type. They prefer to be left alone to their devices. They just enjoy studying and perusing and performing their deeds. They actually do not wish to be bothered nor bother anyone else. That's why I'm curious as to why he sent me a letter with no details. Something must have happened, and I intend to figure out what. A necromancer, Harkin? Really? Aye. We're quite good chaps. I'm aware that necromancer's not evil per se, however... Are they licensed? Oh, absolutely not. They're not licensed to practice necromancy. No, absolutely not. Why would they be? It is a very dangerous school of magic. All necromancers must be catalogued. That's preposterous. Why should they be catalogued? It's their business what they get up to. If they're not harming anybody and they're just performing their own deeds, what's the problem?
Libertarian necromancy.
Licensing necromancers. That would be like licensing a healer.
Except Hawken, a healer cannot raise the dead. He can only heal what is and what was.
Aye. Aye. He's a fascinating
But
type.
if you say so, Harkin, I will consider your vote of confidence.
He's not one of the individuals who I would ever assume to be getting up to anything truly nefarious. Which is why I'm curious. He's hatched a good track record.
Delon is also kind of like genuinely looking in the area, just making sure he knows where he is. And if anyone wants to like kind of ask, he does seem a little on edge, though he's hiding it well.
Well, we're approaching the first gate. Alright, follow exactly where I step. If you go a little off course, you'll find yourself right back at the beginning. Clever illusion.
Uh-huh.
Harkin begins leading you through a place, kind of zigzagging in odd, arbitrary motions as he does so, and then you find yourselves all at the beginning of this area again. Ah, drat, he changed the code. Oh, wait, hold up. He reaches into his cloak, takes out the letter. Okay, that's... right. This time. He leads you in once more. This time, you travel for a ways, and it feels like he just kind of leads you in a million different circles until you eventually see a hut in the distance. There's some smoke billowing out of the chimney, and as you look behind you, it doesn't look like you traveled very far. Maybe like a few feet away from where the illusion started, but you've been traveling for at least a mile now. When a few of you recognize this, Harkin just shoots you all a wink. Quite the illusion.
You did say the first gate, so I'm assuming there's many more.
Aye, 2 more. He leads you down another way and begins walking, no longer getting lost as he seems to know where he's going after consulting the letter one more time. After that, you see that the cabin is very close now, and you can see that there are a few skeletons tending the fields. They're growing cabbages and carrots and the like. As you continue passing, the skeletons actually look up and shoot you a wave, then go back to tilling the fields. He's one of the few necromancers who gives their undead some form of sentience. He likes having someone to talk to.
The skeleton didn't even talk.
Well, if the necromancer gives them a vocal cord, of course.
I suppose.
There's a lot of chattering involved, however. He leads you through the final gate, which is by far the most arbitrary and asinine in the path he leads you in. It seems to have no coherency and no symbol of just coherency or anything similar at all. No consistency, nothing. It's the most asinine pattern you've ever seen. Finally, you arrive at the front gate. A simple wooden gate that reminds you of like a farmhouse gate. Harkin taps on the gate, and a skeleton comes walking down the way, long, lanky steps and unlocks the gate, opening it for you. Top the morning. Then he begins long, lankily walking back away. Top of the morning. It's always morning here. As you arrive at the front of the farmhouse, Harkin knocks in a weird rhythmic pattern like a secret knock, and eventually you hear a croaking from inside. One moment! One moment. Door is opened with the knock spell, and you see a old featherless kinku.
Ooh,
Oh my god.
freak.
He's wearing a simple black cloak, and he has certain parts of him are revealed in bone or stitched up with like some stitching and the like. He looks like he himself should have died a long time ago. He's
It's a
not
fucking lich.
he's not undead or anything similar, but he's definitely extended his life a lot.
Oh my god.
Harkin, what brings you here? Oh, got your letter. Ah, right. And your friends? They're aides, helping me in my research. Why is your aide a white dragonborn? Have you finally come to do me in, Harkin? Okay, I should have known better than to trust you with my letter. Oh no, not at all, my good chap. No, he's simply an aide, as I said. What's he aiding you in? The study of the silver dragon. Okay then. Oh, come on in. I have multiple eyes on you, Dragonborn. Tulio, like, leans up behind you to, Delon. What the fuck?
Well, that language may not particularly be suitable for a gentleman. I echo that sentiment.
Eleanor is watching the featherless kinku with a weird form of fascination, and she just doesn't really say much.
Yeah.
Ditto.
I'm actually surprised. Price's Bub is he's like, hello, weird friend. Weird friend, you are cool. I want to
Depends
know
on
you.
what he does next, honestly.
I knew it. I knew it. Oh, Lord.
The featherless kinku leads you into his cabin. It's kind of like an old Irish cabin, if that makes sense. And he sits down on an old rickety rocking chair and starts rocking on it. He looks over to his left. Honey, could you bring some cookies? An old skeleton comes in with flowing red locks and has some cookies. Harkin takes one. Thank you. Help yourself.
I'm gonna go up to the plate.
Just gonna raise an eyebrow at the honey. Like,
Julio just kind of like, no thanks, I already ate.
I'm gonna take a cookie.
Bub, they are macadamia nut cookies.
Chomp, chomp.
Very good. They're very good cookies. After the cookies have been eaten, Harkin speaks up to the old kinku. So then, my old friend, you mentioned in your letter a trouble with your flock. Yes. Unfortunate, really. Can we speak of such things in front of your interns? Yes, absolutely. Trusted studies, these. The striving minds that you've never seen before. Well then, if you say so, Harkin. You are one of the most esteemed minds I ever did meet. If they get your praise, I'm sure it's true. But, yes, my flock. Did I write that? My flock? Yes, right here, in the letter. You specifically wrote flock. That doesn't sound right. No, it says right here, flock. See? Right there. That's your penmanship. Oh, right. Yes, yes. Well, I remember my old intern. Yes. The aide I had. Oh, yes. Charming lad. Ambitious, that one. Wrong studiage. Mistake. Mistake. How so? You know the one rule of necromancy, never go for the lich.
Mm,
Yes, you've told me many times. That's the one thing I told him not to do, and he took my wand and went away to make a lich. I'm sorry, he did what? Could you repeat that a little slower? Less dismissive of him. He took my wand and went away to go make a lich. Took my books and tomes with him. He's a mistake, that one. He's a mistake.
Wait.
I see. So he's going to make a lich. That does not bode well. Absolutely not. Have you tried to stop him? Yes! Multiple times. I keep having to stitch myself back together. That's why I called you Hawken. The boy is stronger now. Got followers. Doesn't understand. They're like farmhands, aides. They're just like servants in your castle, nothing more. You know that, Hawken. Yes, I do. They're servants. That one is the lovely lady there. She made the cookies. She's also a servant. Hey. That's all they are. Servants. It's our job to make sure they stay together. Every once in a while, you have a pleasant conversation. He doesn't see it that way. Sees them as bodies. He enjoys watching them move and do as he says. The signs were
he
there.
wants. So it's power and
Aye.
control.
Aye. I can't stop him anymore.
Forgive me. I have not gotten your name.
What's in a name, really?
So I may properly address you. Although that question is a deep and philosophical one, I will admit.
You can just call me Master. Everyone else does. I don't remember my real name anymore.
Is it... Fine, as you wish. Old Master. If I'm to be understanding correct, all your tomes on the subject were taken by your apprentice.
Yes.
So you are without your necessary tools at this time.
I can make more. But it has to come from memory, and I am getting a bit spotty.
Aye.
Never practice necromancy without the full formula. That's rule number 2.
Good rule to abide by. Hawken, perhaps we should inform him on the bears.
Yes, precisely. We encountered some beasts. They look like brown bears in forests of Gloucester. they'd come from here, Savage Lands. No, land of monsters. They look like the brown bears from Savage Land, but those ones are bigger. Regardless of the physiology of the bears, a few of them had a sickness to them. I believe we spent a lot of time discussing the after effects of improper necromancy. You and I, do you remember about say 60 years ago? Ah, yes, the bleed out effect. Horrible. I pioneered that study, didn't I? Yes, actually you did. Very interesting. The bleed out. Yes. It's a leaking out of the residual effects of creating a especially potent undead entity. It taints the land and environment around it. When you attempt to create something like a lich, it creates a contamination effect as the excessive amounts of necrotic energy begin to leach out like a sickness and infect things. And that infection is not a true necroticness, is it? No, it's more like... It resembles rabies in a way, but the creature becomes in a state of undeath while still yet being alive, and it answers solely to the necromancer, or the lich in this instance. So it can wander about and never trip the instances of what would usually be flagged as undead. A paladin or cleric could attempt to turn it, and it would have no effect.
So, Delon will speak up again. I see. Forgive me, old one. How, in trying to make a lich, how is not the Pearl Lady not aware? And on her land, she would sense any form of undead. If they are living, he is using living creatures. That would be the only way I could surmise the avoiding it is this bleed out effect.
That's an excellent question from an intelligent mind. The location he's chosen to hold himself up in is the reason. And as well as the material which he is using for the process. Tell me, old friend. What exactly, where is he? And what is he using? He's set himself up in those caves. You know, the ones from the impact. It's very long ago, before even the Pearl. He is not. Are you... Dear friend, that boy is not using dragon bones. I see. Dear friend, this is out of your control, and therefore I will take responsibility for it. No one's going to go around using dragon bones for such things like this while I am walking. It's improper use of materials and improper use of the science of it all. Taints desecrated land. I'm sorry, Harkin. It's out of my control. I'm not mad at you, old friend. But I will have words with you about better picking disciples when we return. I will return alone. Understood? Yes. So he is in those caves, using that substance. What are the numbers of his group? Quite a few. A single person traveling would suffer wounds, of course. An entourage about your size, if you are all martially adept, should have less difficulty. I recommend bringing radiance or fire.
I am. Hmm. We have a cleric, and through my lady, I am radiance. We will see to the end of his desecration.
Thank you. I'm very sorry about all this. Told the boy not to.
I can't allow this to spread any further. It is a blight that will unbalance everything and consume everything. Where is this person? Who is he?
He was a boy, became a man. Now he's a cultist. He's holed himself up in the caves near the Silver Dragon's corpse. Oh, not her corpse, but more the impact.
You keep referring to this impact. What is that? Hearken.
The impact is what scholars like us call the destination where we are believe the Silver Dragon to have plummeted in her final battle with the King Lich. Her corpse, her body was never found. But the impact zone is grand. It is a crater that goes into the very earth itself. It is a labyrinth of caverns created by an incredible impact, one that we can only assume was caused by her battle. So scholars, like myself and my compatriot, believe it to be the resting place of the Silver Dragon.
I see. Then we should waste less time. We have a creature to hunt to get safe passage. We will make our way there. But I worry now. If this man is amassing a significant amount of necromancy and wishes to create an ensemble, should I bring this to the Pearl Dragon's attention?
No! Should be handled delicately.
I was not speaking to you.
I know. This is so big. Bigger than Bub. Much bigger than Bub. Bigger than all of us. Why shouldn't the dragons take care of dragon business?
The reasoning is because if the Pearl Dragon were to get involved, there would be a large backlash, a residual effect, as she would go in with a blanket sweep of the area. She would
You want a
fly
more
in the
surgical
air
approach.
and blast the ground with her radiant breath.
So, for the sake of pure completion, you would prefer a surgical strike would be far more, which unfortunately means not alerting my lady to the circumstances.
Regardless of the after effect of what we end up doing down there at the lot, I take full responsibility for my friend and for not informing the lady. I will speak with her, and I will take full responsibility if you were to catch any backlash.
So Bub's just gonna narrow his eyes. Like, he's liking this talk about responsibility and whatnot, but he's not liking these excuses.
Delon's kind of right there with you.
The main reason I
Bob
don't wish
says-
for a blanket sweep is that there is no guarantee her breath will perfectly permeate the ground. We must go into the caves themselves, cancel the spell circles, destroy the reading materials. I'm sorry, my friend. And we must also wipe out every cultist and undead there from the source.
Yeah, so Bub's gonna nod at that and says, "Well, we're gonna need an entire expedition to go through there, as if it's as big as you say it is. The
There's no
longer
need
that
to
we
explore the
wait,
entire place. He's holed himself up in one quarter of it. I know the mouth to the cave that he's in. It's very useful, friend. Saves time.
Can one of your servants escort us there?
Yes, while you're under the cover of starlight.
I see.
yeah, so Bub jumps at the opportunity. Good. We need to get him away from the Silver Dragon's corpse. The longer he's there, the more he has an impact on everything.
Agreed. Will not allow the dragon's corpse to be desecrated any more than it already has been. If we are in agreement with this, again, Sir Gildas, Lady Eleanor, Montulio, I apologize for any misgivings in this attempt. If you wish to join us, I understand. If not, this is a fright for you. I understand as well.
Killing
But my
cultists is
duties
nothing
permit
new to me.
Legend.
Understood. Sir Gildas, Eleanor.
I mean, if you leave that unchecked, sooner or later, will affect the tribes and all that.
Mm-mm.
And see, we're already rubbed in anyway. And you need all the help to succeed, so that nobody has to make excuses or anything. That all is well, you know. Then no repercussion, nothing. We just get all the glory.
Thank you, my friend.
Eleanor pipes up. I cannot rightly stand by and ignore something of this caliber. If somebody is attempting to create a lich and it is having a residual toxic effect on the environment that could affect other nations as well as innocent people that have nothing to do with it, then I will not stand by and just turn the other way now that I know of it. Not only that, but the improper usage of necromancy without a license is just something I can't ignore.
Asterium in the license.
Then we seem to be in agreement. Hearken, you have us by our side. Let us end this at once.
Agreed. Friend,
Mhm.
give us one of your servants here. You can have that one. He'll show you the way.
Mhm.
Safe travels, Harkin. Lovely speaking with you. I'll be returning in due time. We must have a thorough talk about studying.
Before you leave, Delon's gonna look at the old Kenku, and he's gonna say, "While I don't appreciate the practices of necromancy, I understand it's a tool of magic. I do not. I will speak. I promise you, I will speak nothing of you or your presence to my lady." It almost seems like in pain that he says that.
Thank you.
As I respect your position as a master of your craft and the responsibility you understand of that burden.
And I understand, should I ever overstep my bounds or lose all grasp of my faculties, and go a little too far, it is perfectly within the Pearl Dragon's right to erase me. It's a delicate balance here.
Thank you for the cookies and hospitality. He bows politely and immediately walks out.
So a skeleton with a long walking staff that looks like a shepherd is taking up point outside the gate. It points a long spindly hand and begins leading you down the way, Harkin following it to the letter. With the residual effects of this shimmering starlight on the party, you travel very quickly and unnoticed, till you arrive at a mountainside with a cave. It looks like a deep, dark, dank cave, and as you get closer, Delon, you feel every once in a while, the whole party actually feels that there's something like a whispering on the wind, but they can't make it out once they get into this area. From this position on the side of the mountain, the party can see that this cave leads deep into the earth. There are humongous bestial bones dotting the land as well. This land does not seem to be one that many living things go to, and it also seems to be one where giant creatures bigger than any of you have seen once tussled, but no longer do. In the center of this entire area is a crater with cracks that dot the glacier and earth that seem to crisscross in a labyrinthine manner heading further down in. However, this side of the cave has a single opening, which is where the skeleton is pointing down. We've reached our destination then. Shall we finish whatever preparations we need before stepping in? My understandings, well, this will be a bit of a gauntlet.
Seems so.
Let's go through those first level spells then. What do you think? Should I keep a emergency fog cloud in case we get screwed?
I think it doesn't matter because they're undead. They're gonna see through it anyways.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh.
Unless they have tremor sense, nothing can see through magical fog, like ever. Tremor sense. I know this from experience.
Okay.
And
I mean-
literally tied to power gave my way around it in one.
All right, that's
So
not
I
the
know.
that's not the worst thing then. If you want to have a magic smoke screen, that's all fine.
Okay, so who needs the bonus to initiative? Because two of us are gonna have to go without.
Well, I would prioritize Radiance, so probably Gildas, because my horse I can always catch up with a horse. So I would.
Yeah, so definitely the two of you.
Cleric, go first. Go more first, cleric.
Make the slow cleric with lower dex have a higher initiative.
Yeah, I'm just debating whether
I'll
I
be-
should give it to myself or give it to the wizard.
Yeah,
Well,
that-
regardless, I'm gonna roll the d8. Hey, actually something decent this time.
Yeah,
That's a
man, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, Dylan gets one easy too.
Yeah, I'm now up to a nice little 19.
Yeah, so I'll give to Delon, Gildas, and Eleanor, since I'm pretty sure our rogue is fast enough.
Oh, he'll be fine. He's also got
And-
Mithril.
I'm not sure about the ranger, because it kind of depends how
Ranger's not with us.
Oh yeah, the ranger's
Oh.
not with you.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's missing out on
I'm
this
pretty
adventure.
sure if he were to be with us, would be deaf by the end of the dungeon.
Yeah,
I
there'd be,
know.
there'd be cave-ins due to the thunder cracking in the cave. Essentially, his
Yeah,
his
it's for the best,
blunderbuss
honestly.
is basically powered by black powder, shooting massive amounts of musket out. So small cannonballs out, kind of a thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, the moment we're ready to actually start moving inside, I'm going to pass without trace.
All right.
I'm freaking psyched for this dungeon.
Yeah, no, this is
Like,
this
oh,
is a
shit,
great,
let's
this is great
go.
build up. This is a great build up.
I'll just click on it.
There we go. So now everybody has a plus. So specifically, you said that Delon and Gildas, and who else had the and Eleanor
And
has
Eleanor.
the initiative? Okay.
They each have a +5 to initiative for the next 8 hours.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and have Eleanor cast a mage armor.
Yep.
All right. So her initiative goes up to 14 from that. And Tulio, let's see, does he have any prep that he could do?
Just readies explosives.
The only thing is he
That'd
only
be a
has
bad
one more
idea.
firebomb because of the how expensive they are to make.
Fair.
He actually has to pay somebody
them.
basically to make
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Fair.
He needs to level up, learn how to make them.
Yeah, so he's good to go as well. Tulio is.
Man,
Since we need
it would have been
fire.
really fun to play Artificer in this setting,
Oh,
considering. Yeah.
Artificer.
I don't know if
would
Bub
be
dies horribly during this quest. Let's hope not. But
All right, let me get Harken up as
You
well.
have too many save states.
no, Bub could die very easily depending on the situation.
Yeah, like transform into body, take damage, go back to Bub, turn it to something else.
True.
It's kind of like, even though I'm on the ice, Rocktopus time. I got nothing else.
The Rocktopus.
Hey, actually, that
will
might be an
rear its
advantage.
ugly
If
head at
there's
some
like a
point.
lake here or an ice lake, fucking Rocktopus that up.
I don't have a form that's good on ice, sadly.
Got the hyena, that's the best you got.
I got the bear now, but
No, you want that Tyrannosaurus Rex. You want that, or mammoth.
I'd be surprised if Marshall lets me do that.
Later game, maybe. Much later, maybe. That's some high level stuff right there.
No, it only goes up to CR6, so I am actually limited in what I can turn into.
I know. Yeah, Tyrannosaurus has CR8.
Yeah, so never. I could never be a T-Rex.
You could be a mammoth. It has CR6.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's like my final form.
Final form is a mammoth.
I'm good with that.
Alright. So I'm just basically adding some stuff to the initiative order preemptively for certain things. Just so I don't have to later. That's funny.
Begins.
Wait, why is there cultists? Oh no, they were there the whole time.
What the fuck?
Negative dexterity modifier shenanigans.
And an @1. Don't forget the @1 on the zombie too.
You know what? That's awesome. That is actually legit.
What are the
and it's in
chances?
character for the zombie to be like, he moves and then like his leg breaks. He's like falls. Oh no. My legs give up. Give out.
Oh boy.
What the fuck?
This
I'll
is
show
the
you
first
shit
time
you
I've
do.
ever seen this.
Oh my god.
What the
I've never
fuck?
seen 3 ones in a row before.
Yeah, I've never seen 3 ones in a row. I'm almost tempted just to roll 20 and then if I get a net crit, I'll be like, what?
Okay
You
then.
don't have like loaded dice or something. Oh wait, no, fuck, the ghouls, man, no. I don't want to be paralyzed. Fuck off.
Yeah, Harkin got it too. What the heck? Tulio.
Julio, of course he gets the good initiative.
It's crit.
Eleanor's initiative.
Should we roll ours too? Just in
Yeah,
case?
remember the +5 bonus?
Yeah, I'm gonna add that in. So I'm gonna move you over to this map before you do so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to click on myself.
So that should put Eleanor at
Spider
20.
versus undead.
Every moment in that little chamber with that Kenku. By the way, Marshall, kudos to playing that Kenku. I completely
That was
believed it to be
impressive,
like an
yeah.
old crow. You just literally be an old crow or an old bird. Your tone was perfect in the way it was like semi confused, that semi like I could just imagine its head tilting or going a little bit as it says stuff. Like, did I say that? Did I? I guess I did.
I hated him, but that was
I both loved and hated him at the same time. And it was like a very much a Steve Buscemi moment from whatever Adam Sandler movie, Billy Madison. It's like, I'm sure glad I called that guy. Glad he's not evil. He's just too senile. He's getting there. I mean, they had a conversation 60 years ago. The guy's probably like 400 years. Kenkus aren't really Kenkus only lasts like 30 years tops.
I know.
Yeah, he's
So
not
he's, like-
supposed to be that old at all.
No, not at all. And he's just, that's why he has like no feathers. He's just, but like, I can just imagine his skin is like almost the color of the feathers. So you're like, what the fuck? It's like a dried up raisin in the sun.
Alright, so Gildos with the 13. Alright, I think that's all the initiatives ready. Wait, Bub and Delon. Delon gets a +5, that's 23 from Delon.
Should I roll as the spider or roll as Bub? Because we're still stealthing. What do you guys prefer me to do? Would you prefer me to concentrate on the stealthing or to go spider? What do you think?
Very much a point in stealthing, honestly.
Yeah, once basically, stealth would be good for maybe the first part of the dungeon, but once you start a first encounter kind of a thing,
Yeah.
the stealth would be dropped. So you get a surprise round, maybe depending on your stealth rolls, on the first group of enemies, but then after that, they're going to be aware you're here.
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, I would transform after that. That's why I'm just bringing this up now, because that would affect my initiative. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it up to the party.
Mm. Do what's necessary.
Because he already casted Pass Without Trace, so...
I did. So I'd like to get a, surprise round out of it at least. Okay, so I'll just roll a regular Bub initiative.
Alright. And I'm gonna roll stealth for those that would need it.
But I have to click on my token because I forget every time. There we go.
Arkin's not a stealthy man.
It's
I
okay.
hate these sheets.
He's got too much charisma for that.
Yeah.
Alright, that's a 9.
He's also a heavy
Beyond
man.
that.
See, that was Eleanor's. Now I'll roll stealth for Tulio, who is actually good at stealth.
Oh, hey! There we go.
Nice, bub. Tulio with the 22.
Nice.
I'll
32.
roll-
True,
I guess I'll
32.
roll stealth. I guess I'll roll stealth too.
Yep.
That's actually not bad.
True.
Yeah, 27.
Well, even with disadvantage, you didn't get a bad roll. There's a lot of nat 20s and nat 1s in this game today.
I know,
Brendan's
dude,
like,
I
give me
know.
all of your luck.
Because the advantage is a nat 20. But he had disadvantage, so it's a 17. But alrighty, so you have a 15, 21, let's see, 15, a 21,
2 21s.
yeah, 2 21s, 33, 32, and 27. Yeah, so these guys will roll a perception roll. Probably ain't gonna do shit. Yeah, no, they can't see you. So you will get a surprise round on the cultists.
They're all undead. They aren't people. Well, they were once.
But slaves aren't people. If we ever
No,
play like a
it's-
Conan Hyperborean type of game, I would definitely play a slaver.
Slaves aren't people.
Alrighty. So with that, I'm going to roll the combat music. Alright. So, due to the fact that they can't see you at the moment, as long as you don't basically get, like, right here, like, too close beyond this, I'll let you reposition as you see fit for now.
Beyond where? I didn't see
Hold
you
up,
blip.
wrong layer. Here we go.
Okay, there we go.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
So these are caves, right?
Yes.
Just to be clear. Okay, so there's actual edges.
Yes.
Okay.
Things are actually happening, Evan. That is correct.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do that. I have to be in the back because I'm gonna transform into spider form
Yeah,
and
dude.
climb on the top of the cave.
Spider form all the way.
Approximately how tall is the cave?
It's pretty narrow. This place is not very big.
Like, is it big enough that I can turn to spider form and climb on the ceiling? That's my question.
You'd be dangling a little bit too close to the ground to climb on the ceiling from here. This is like an
Okay.
old mine shaft.
I shall note that. Alright guys, gonna be counting on you in this combat then.
But
I need to
alrighty.
level up before I can switch out my cantrips. So, error.
So for Tulio will actually start off with a modified crossbow bolt with advantage.
Wow, nice.
That's a hit.
So,
7 plus his sneak attack damage, which is 3d6. I need to make a version of his modified crossbow that says sneak attack, but whatever. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, from out of the shadows, almost as if he is an expert at this, none of you hear him load his modified crossbow. None of you hear the crossbow fire as a bolt, a silver, almost shimmering bolt, flashes, and the cultist only sees a shimmer of light before it just embeds itself in between his temples, sticking out from the back of his head.
Fudge.
Delon.
Well, I have range, but I ain't gonna get sneak attack with that.
Yeah, Tulio gets sneak attack because he's a rogue.
Yeah.
But you can attack with advantage because they can't basically see you.
Yeah. Attack this guy right here.
Alright.
It's like a. So I'm using this. I'm using the sword of echoes with my sword of war.
Alrighty.
Alright,
That's a hit.
15. That's a hit. Alright. 9. Okay.
Alrighty. So, how do you dash forward and kill this cultist?
Oh shit.
Completely
Okay.
blindside him.
So the less it moves, is it as swift as the wind and quiet as the night, adjusts in its paces. Despite in full plate, Delon takes out the sword of echoes, while it gleams briefly. That's all the cultists see as a sheen of light crosses across as he is cut in two. So quick, hardly any blood even gets on the blade.
Very nice. Alright, next in the turn order is Eleanor, who is going to, from her place of advantage, is going to cast Firebolt at one of the zombies. That's a hit.
Nice, you got finally good damage.
I'm gonna have her move up to about here so
oh,
she
she
can
must
see
be a
me.
level higher than us. Dang.
She is actually considered to be level 5, yes.
Yeah. Very nice.
That will not kill the creature, but it does big damage as you hear see fire arc past all of you and impact a zombie that only Delon can see at the moment. And all of you hear a followed right after the combustion. Gildas.
Uh-huh. So I'm gonna move over to the dead cultist. And which one was it?
You can tell that this zombie here is partially on fire. Like he's smoldering
Right.
a little.
Well, thankfully now I can actually see him. It's like it's lighting up and all that, so Seeing where I am, I'm gonna open up with the something that I haven't done in quite a while. Bam.
That's a hit. So your hand axe
Actually, should
embeds
be,
itself.
It's like, shouldn't be like advantage or something?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
advantage. Go ahead and roll.
Yeah.
You can roll one more time.
You never know. Yeah. No.
Nope. Nope.
Haven't, yeah. So.
Yeah. So your hand axe embeds itself in the zombie, and it is just sticking out of its basically its half its head, just kind of sticking in there. Bub.
I guess it's enough.
Alright, so. Assuming. Like, I can't really see around the corner, can I?
Currently, you would have the only
This
person you
guy,
could
right?
maybe like you're a kobold, so you're small, you're size smaller than them, so you could see past them if you kind of like ducked between their legs or something.
Good enough. So, question: is any of this earth in here considered loose? It really matters what cantrip I have.
These rocks like this are kind of loose-ish.
Okay. So I could try to like block them from getting to us by making difficult terrain, if you guys want me to, or I could just shoot fire.
I mean,
I feel
Problem
like
is,
you
like,
guys
big-
are really bulky, so maybe it'll be
making
okay.
difficult terrain will like
Hinder.
be a bother to us, yeah, as
Yeah.
well.
Okay. So instead, I'm gonna produce flame against this guy.
Alrighty. That's
It's
a
a
hit.
9 hit.
That's a hit.
Because yeah, but even looking at the range, like assuming like they walk 30 feet.
All right, that's
Because you
3
make,
fire
like,
damage.
Alrighty.
difficult terrain, like they still come to us, so at least I'm in range.
And I'm gonna stop concentrating on Path Without Trace and end my turn.
Alrighty. Very nice. So from deeper in the caves, you hear a sickening cry, followed by an incantation in a language none of you understand. The only one who understands it is Harkin. Abyssal. They have ghoulish summoners. Be on your guard. Speaking of Harkin, Harkin is going to... A lot of Harkin's spells would cause some problems in the area. However... yeah, Harkin is basically just going to, let's see. So Harkin will dash up to here, and then he is going to fly over you, Gildas. And in the same gesture, he is going to attack with his Draconic Claws. That's a hit. And it is going to roll... Let's see. Alright, that zombie is dead. Stay down. You hear further incantations happening from somewhere in the cave. zombie will shamble past Harkin to you, Gildos. Harkin gets an attack of opportunity. That's a hit, as it takes 5 damage. And the zombie is going to swipe at you, Gildos, with a slam.
Yeah, that's a hit. 11.
Damn! Julio's turn. Julio will dash straight past all of you, using his cunning action to get closer, and he draws his silver rapier. He does take an attack of opportunity from this zombie, however. It does not hit him, as he just kind of barrel rolls under it and does like a leap, drawing his basically putting his crossbow on his back and drawing his rapier in the same gesture. He gestures forwards, stabbing this zombie for 6 damage. DeLon.
Let's see. For more, I can kind of go past mine. And I'm gonna help Gildos finish this one ghoul. So I will attack it again with my Sword of Echoes.
All right. That's a hit.
11.
So it takes 11 damage from you as you dash upwards and slash at it, doing a substantial chunk of damage and cutting one of its arms off. Eleanor will move up a little bit. And she is going to cast Firebolt at the zombie. And it will go down.
Nice.
Gildos.
Yep. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Yeah, no, I think if I move there, like, so I'll do 2, 3. Yeah, there's no. Well, hold on. If I move down there, it's like attack of opportunity, right? I'm from the zombie.
Alright, so you were attacking the zombie. Go ahead and roll.
Yeah,
for it.
no, well, hold on. It's like I was asking a question first. It's like
Mhm.
I'm moving over there, but like if I move down there, like with the full movement, does that proc attack of opportunity or not? Actually,
No, because you would still technically be within 5 feet of it, which counts as being engaged.
right.
As long
I
as you
can
don't
move.
move out of one of their 5-foot range, you would basically not proc one.
Right.
Right, so I can move the full 25 feet then.
Yes.
Like that. Then I'm gonna club him. So hold on, normal. But the problem is I'm not facing one enemy then. Well, That's only... Yeah, there you go.
Alright.
This goes for crit.
So you're attacking this one, correct?
The one... Yeah, this one.
Alright. So it takes 9 bludgeoning damage. Up.
All right, so let's see. I'm going to. Well, first I'm gonna move up, and then I'm gonna use produce flame on the zombie that they're engaged with. That's a 17.
Alright. Roll damage.
2 fire damage. This is what happens when I can't fit in the dungeon.
So that's 2 fire damage. Alright.
Yep. And that's my turn.
You hear another incantation. I do not have time for you children. I will stop the ghoulish summoners, no matter the cost. So he winds back, and you all hear what sounds like crackling.
Oh shit. Let's go.
Yes, breath weapon, thunder.
So yep, they're
That's
gonna
what
make
the
a dex
That's what the
save.
brown dragon. That's what the brown dragon gave him. Gave him thunder. Lightning specifically, I guess.
Yeah, they fail.
I failed the crap out of that.
So down the way, you all just, Geldos, you and Tulio can see Harkin fly past you, then run forwards, wind back as a crackling can be heard in his throat, and a lightning-encased sort of bellow leaves his maw. It's not quite spewing lightning. It's more like a thunder crack was heard in the whole cave. However, infused with lightning. As all the things ahead of him essentially die.
Yeah, he's a hero recruit for a reason.
Ah.
He's got a few notches above us.
Yeah, after that, you just look at Tulio like, I get like, not bad.
That was dragon powers, I suppose. Oof. Maybe I should become a dragonborn. No, never mind. No, fuck that. Fuck serving something. But a dragon breath attack.
Everything has its pros and cons, you know.
So one of the zombies will slam at you, Geldos. The other will slam at Tulio.
Yep.
You take 5 damage, Geldos.
Good thing we have potions, I guess.
True. Tulio's turn. He will make a silvered rapier attack now. So using the fact that you're both essentially near the same target and have been attacking it to his advantage, Tulio capitalizes on that situation and lunges straight forwards, basically attempting to pierce the zombie's brain. And I will roll. That's the wrong one. Where did I put it? Here we go. And don't go up there. There we go. What the? Son of a bitch. Did that. Love it when Roll20 sheets just decide to do that. I don't care if I'm using the wrong browser. Fuck it. Hold up. Let me refresh my Roll20. Unsupported browser. See, there it is. Where is that zombie sheet? Here we go. Alright, yep, okay. It is dead. I'm rolling garbage today. That means
You must
on
stop the blight.
That is Delon's turn.
Alright, I guess I could wait a little bit. No. Yeah, I guess I'll just move forward then. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Keep in mind you have 60 movement on Velisay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna join with Harkin, honestly. And can I guess?
See, how did you move past this area here specifically?
Oh, is that like I can't?
So if you're moving past this square and into this area, you would suffer an attack of opportunity from the zombie.
Oh, okay.
But judging by how they've rolled, it might not be too bad. You also have a 19 AC at the moment, so.
Yeah, you know, that's fine.
Too bad. It's
20,
not too bad.
25, 30. Is that alright?
Yeah, I'd allow that.
And then go from here, 40,
Yeah, you're more than out of its range.
50, 55, 60. Yeah, let's just double move.
Alright. If you wanted to dash forwards even more, you could.
Mhm.
If you wanted to use your standard action for a dash action. You would not be able to attack once you got there, but you'd be able to basically, like, reach this choke point and kind of, like, stall the zombie's approach.
Yeah. I guess I can do that. I'll just do that then. I'll just stall.
Cool. Just wanted to bring it up because most people forget that the dash actions exist. Only rogue players remember. Seriously, only rogue players remember how to disengage, hide, and dash.
Pretty much. It's just all
Because you
what
get
they
that
do
for
mostly.
free, that's why, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
well, you mean I can do that with no caveat? Of course I would remember.
Basically, yeah. Let's see. So that's gonna be 10. Let's see, so yeah, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So that'll bring her here for 30. Eleanor will perform another firebolt on the zombie that you are fighting at the moment, Gildas. Do 11 fire damage as a spark bursts barely past your head and impacts the zombie in front of you.
Nice.
Gildas.
Let's see. Well, now there's only one left. Well, one of the two. I can bash him proper. So I'll do. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Bam. Holy
That's a
shit.
hit.
That's some damage.
Yeah, you rolled that one's on both damage die. Damn.
Tell you that.
It's gonna take 4 damage.
I'm gonna move like 5 feet up there. That'll be my turn, I guess.
Also, Rem sent me a message about feeling like he's gonna get RNG screwed, and I can't help but laugh at that.
I mean, you know, like I heard the Battle Brother music. Wow, there we go.
Alright, Bub.
Yeah, I got hit twice. I got like shit damage and like. I did get almost a crit, but you know, was fine.
Maybe I should just go here and turn into a spider and then reach behind Gelbis and attack this thing. That's honestly what I'm thinking of doing, because I'm pretty useless with just my fire attacks. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move here. Transform and attack with my reach.
Alright,
With a bite attack. Nice, that's a 20.
roll damage.
Yeah.
It takes no poison damage, as it is immune.
Yep. That'll be 5 damage, piercing.
Yep. Bob, make a con save.
Oh no, it's one of those creatures. Yeah, this is a mistake. 19.
You're good.
Okay.
You feel an ichory black substance in your mouth. It tastes horrible, and you spit it out.
No, I'm useless as a captain.
I mean,
Do you have something with a claw attack?
I do. But it was already too late. No, I'm just gonna web shit, and then we can just snipe them for the rest of the encounter, because fuck 'em.
Hyena time. Finally, the hyena gets to show itself.
Alrighty, so you hear another odd incantation. Oh, hold up. Further down the way. So I'm gonna have Harkin. Let's see. Harkin is going to. Let's see, how far can he move at the moment? Harkin will walk behind you, Delon, and then fly over the top of you and land between the two zombies, taking an attack of opportunity from one of them. The zombie slams him, and it's the zombie that doubles back. That's a hit. The zombie will take 10 slashing damage as he just swipes at it with his draconic claws. Zombie's turn. So Gildos, the zombie is going to attempt to slam at you again. It misses.
What?
Alright, and 2 more slams, one for Delon, one for Harkin. Both miss. Or not miss, they slam you both, but they just kind of double back, like hitting a brick wall. Julio's turn. He comes around behind the one that you're facing, Gildos, and goes to do another silvered rapier attack. Uh-huh. Yep. Let's see what its con save does. I don't think it can beat that though. Unless it rolls really well. Damn!
Yeah, that's 23. I guess it's 23.
So, he pierces this one just like the last one, and it goes down, and then you hear sickening cracks as it restitches itself back together and climbs back up. I hate fighting undead. When you kill something, it should stay down, you know?
Agreed.
Delon.
Alright, I will attack the undead in front of me. As I...
That's a hit.
Wait, hold on. I know it's a hit, but I'm just... Okay. That's just very convenient. It's been 17s, like, a couple times now. Like, I noticed, it was 17, this one 17-10, the previous one was 17-13, and then the one before that was 15-16. So I'm like, okay, alright, but that was just like a... Wait, did it just do the same thing again? And 13 slashing this time. Oh, okay.
Got max
6.
damage.
Max damage all in.
Alright, let's see its con save. Alright, it goes down.
Yeah.
How do you defeat the zombie?
After it bounced back, Delon wielding the Sword of Echoes, swipes down in a clean cut, and cuts across the face, going through the brain.
Very
And
nice.
for what measure, as it's falling down, Valestia kicks it back.
Very nice.
Get out of its way.
Eleanor. So Eleanor is going to cast a firebolt at the one that Gildas is fighting. Yeah, it's dead now. As a fiery arc streaks over the top of you, Gildas, and impacts the zombie, turning it into ash. Eleanor will then move to about here after attacking. I am not used to fighting these things. Gildas.
Well, now that I can actually move up and go with my 1, 2, 3, 5, 6.
By the way, curious, how's the trapless dungeon so far?
Oh yeah, right.
And I helps.
Poor bub.
Trapless dungeon until we run into the blight and have to make saves against it.
I might just use.
It's mostly just filled with a lot of easy fodder undead.
Easy, quote, fodder undead. I think they literally counter nearly everything I can do.
That wasn't the intention. They're just undead,
No,
but you know.
yeah, no. I mean, I found the big weakness of my character though, so it's good to know.
Like, I really hadn't thought about that until like you turned into the spider. I was like, oh shit, right. Alright, so Sacred Flame. So they get to do a dex save. So the zombie will do a dex save. Luckily they have horrible dex. Yep. So you do 6 damage to it as it cries out, Gildas, in agonizing pain that doesn't sound like a zombie. mercy!
They talk now. Well, would be surprised, really.
Bub.
Web on this one.
Alright.
Okay, 17.
But can you imagine like the intimidation checks, you know, like talking like there's this big spider behind you?
Alright, so it is currently restrained. Zombie will make an opportunity attack on Harkin. Plings off his draconic scales. He will then cast, let's see. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Whoops. Yeah, it's not. What the hell? Hold up. Did I click the wrong thing? Lame. Whatever. It's not a save, but whatever. I'll just make a regular attack for him. Apparently, part of his sheet is broken. That would have been a hit. So it would have rolled. Hold up. Force damage. One, two, three slam attacks. So 2 slam attacks on Harkin, they don't do anything, and the last one goes for you, Delon. It also doesn't do anything. Tulio. He is going to come over to about here. And he's going to make an attack with his modified crossbow with a disadvantage. Guy still hits. For 7 piercing. As he fires a crossbow bolt straight into its hide. Just dunks right in. Delon. Delon?
Yeah, no, I was just my phone, turns off and
Ah.
I have to put in the fucking code and then unmute. So let's see. Oh, I got zombos on my way, but I also want to get to the bottleneck because all those zombies and cultists, and they're just like one shot away from me being like breath weapon. I want to do so bad. So I'll do up round 10, 20, 25.
At the moment, it's actually impossible to move away from this zombie without getting an attack of opportunity, just letting you know.
His range is that big?
No, it's just like you're within 5 feet of him. So if you move up this way, that's going to be attack of
Fine.
opportunity. If you move
I'll just
past
attack
that
him.
and this way, it does that too.
Whatever. Alright, I'll just attack him then. Alright.
That's a hit.
9.
9, alright. It gets back up, just barely. Just to let you know, you could move either here, here, or here still, without proccing an opportunity attack if you wanted to move forward a little bit. One more to the right. There you go. Eleanor. She has difficulty shooting past Bub Spider form. But she will attempt a firebolt.
Could she move here or something?
Bub's actually like large, and that's a bottleneck as well. That is still a hit though. She strikes it and it gets back up. Gildos.
Oh. I was gonna secret plane first. Before moving.
Yep. It is dead.
Uh-huh. 2, 3, 5, 6. Boop. Yeah, that should be.
What's the D6, Bub? Oh, for web.
Recharging web, yeah.
Bub, if you want to get through here, that would be about... Once you get to this spot, getting through here would be difficult terrain, because you have to go essentially over the corpses and all that through the passage, which is tight.
Alright, my turn. Over.
Poor Bub. Poor Bub in spider
Not my
form.
fight. Keep going, y'all. You're doing a great job.
Poor Bub in spider form.
I can only imagine that's exactly what Bub says. Keep going, y'all. Doing a great job.
I can't even talk in this form until I get another feat.
So, Harkin in frustration will essentially breath weapon again. Out of the way. That is a hit. So they have to make... Harkin's breath weapon has a condition on it, where he actually does have to make an attack roll with it. Only after that do they roll. There we go. Yep, they're dead.
They did.
Because they can't roll high enough for that unless they get a nat 20, and I'm not rolling that. Harkin will then proceed to go towards the bottleneck. Let's see here. One moment. In the name of Lady Knightsfield, defend this keep. And the cultist will rush forwards. Zombies will rush forwards as well. And one of them will make an attack on Harkin. Tulio's turn. He will take the dash action. As a bonus action. And then to catch up to the rest of the team. Whew. Man, that old timer's faster than I thought he would be. So happy I turned down that contract.
Oh. Easy. I've never seen Harkin this disheveled. He is not playing.
Delon.
Alright, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 35.
You can fit one more to the right and then attack this zombie if you wanted.
I was like hoping to use my breath weapon.
You'd have to. You'd be breath weaponing through Harkin, but he could probably take it.
I want to get like as many as I can. So probably if I go one more down, I can get the 3 in the middle.
Wait, if you go there, can't you just go like this?
Yeah, I could just shoot it down like that. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot down. Harkin should be fine. Alright, breath weapon time. Delon, show off. Don't be shit. Don't be shit. It's shit. My breath weapon sucks.
It's okay, it gets upgraded at one more level.
Bro.
We get 2d10.
It actually gets upgraded a decent amount more at one more level because dragon scaling.
Dragon.
Let's see. So they will make. I'll make one dex save for the zombie and one for the cultist.
They made it. Both make it.
So luckily, as the Pearl Dragon's Dragonborn. Man, my brain is going cold. Hold up, need another drink of this stupid battery acid. There we go. So as the Pearl Dragon's Dragonborn, your attack will do a lot of damage to them, and everything that is hidden here is going to essentially lose its ability to regen here at the moment. So they will take some damage from the Radiance.
Basically, I'm at her home turf, so I get supercharged.
Yep. Cultist actually dies.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the cultists are weak souls.
That's what they get for being mindlessly devout.
Yeah.
And you get enough of them, you get like a greater.
I see that. Wrath of the Righteous mentality. Get sneaking in.
Except that I'll have like
24 AC randomly.
Yeah.
But alrighty. So you killed that cultist and you gimped all these zombies. Harkin will make a dex save.
Oh shit.
He's going to take 10 radiant damage from this. As you blast through, you see all the zombies cry out in agony, and they begin crying. Nightfield! Harkin weathers the storm and narrows his eyes. Nightfield. Harkin's fine. That's the first bit of damage he's taken the entire encounter.
Dragon's K. Dragon's K.
Dragon's K.
Eleanor. So Eleanor is going to... yeah, she's just going to take the dash action to get through. and catch up. Gildas.
Yep. So,
I'm actually gonna have Eleanor stop and look at the symbol on the floor and roll an Arcana check.
oh, it's an actual symbol, not
Summoning circles, but it's incomplete.
Considering the chance that will be a complete one down below.
Yes, I don't like the precedent of this. This is like someone experimenting with one. Look at the rocks. It's like they were cleared away.
Ah.
They dug themselves deeper in. Gildas.
So it will be. Should expect worse. The further we go in, then. Oh yeah. So let's see. Do I want to dash in? Cause like. Yeah, let me move my 30 feet first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Oh hey, I got the thing. Never happened before. Huh.
Hmm?
You know, like, I had the arrow.
Oh, I think it happens when you hold shift when you do it.
I wasn't holding shift.
Huh. Weird,
I
yeah.
don't get it. Well, let's say, yeah, actually, injured the zombies, like, I have, like, line of sight of them, so. I'm just gonna. Man, imagine if I had Spirit Guardian or something. You know, like, boom. Oh, wait, no, it's force.
One
it's
more
force
level.
damage. It's force damage, not radiant, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Secret Flame. Boo, 2 damage. This dude.
Alright. Dex save from him. He fails. So, you swear you hear the song of Bridget in your ears, Gildas, as your flame bursts forth with special power.
Huh. Something special must be happening then.
We're rolling so shit, the gods are helping us.
Yes.
It's actually not that, but you know what I mean. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
I had something that's basically happening story-wise in the meantime as well.
Uh-huh.
I think that's just also serendipitously funny.
Bub.
Alright. Okay. Turn endo.
Oh.
Actually, I can double move, I guess. Get here.
Yeah, as long as you're kind of like that's kind of blocking the way, but you know.
The way where? That's a dead end to the left, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's kind of like an alcove that someone could duck into to let other people pass through.
That's why I left some room in there.
So Bub's like, I'm not gonna duck in there. You duck in there.
Yeah, I'll go there instead. There we go.
Okay then.
Turn endo.
From down the way, Delon, you hear the ghoul. You see a ghoul at the end of the hall, and with its tongue flailing about like a snake's tail, it begins speaking towards you and Harkin. Filthy followers of the Silver Dragon, don't you understand? Don't you understand? The kingdom of ages old will rise. Will rise. See as it begins muttering an incantation, and what looks like a fireball begins to appear in its hand.
Oh crap.
However, for a brief moment, everybody hears a whisper in the wind. It sounds like a melodic choir, followed by a phrase that's almost sung. None shall cast such foul darkness in this land.
Oh, snap.
She knows. It's too late.
Delon, you note that it did not sound like the Pearl Dragon, however. It was similar, but different. All of the zombies in the way immediately combust in a silver light. Including the ghoul.
Ruh-roh.
Harkin narrows his gaze. We must bring more radiance.
Well, if it's radiance you need, I got plenty of that.
Zombies' turn. They will just continue to multiply, essentially. Tulio will use all of his movement to catch up to the Harkin. Slow down, old timer. Wish I could fly. Delon.
So I'm just finishing washing my hands.
It's alright.
Alright.
Duck. More. Fine. Alright, let's see, how far does my Radiant Blast get? I don't want to use it up too much, I only have one more. So I will say, I will stand by, ready myself.
Alrighty.
This seems like a smarter thing to do.
Eleanor's turn.
He will also say, good God. Let's see. Good by the divines. Seeing all these zombies in a circle.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Eleanor actually stop basically here. Gildos.
Yeah, hold on. Okay. So let's see. I can move right behind Tulio. Moment. I'm gonna check a potion of healing.
Alrighty.
So 6 HP. Woo! Compared to the 25, not to 257. Thank you. And that should be it.
Bub.
Are these corpses difficult to raid?
No. They were completely reduced to nothing, not even ash. Completely consumed in the silver glow. Notably, Bub, this part of the cavern opens up a bit.
Okay. Turn end though.
Nope. So with Harkin here, I'm going to move Eleanor over here now. Give me one moment. As you round the corner, the party sees that there is a blood-red summoning circle in the middle of the way. Inside the middle of it, there is a cultist who is hung over, essentially propped up on a spear. He's thrown himself onto the spear, his blood pouring into the circle. You see that more and more zombies continue to rise, as every drop of blood brings forth another zombie. Good God. It's disgusting.
It's a complete abomination of practice. There's no control in at any amount. We have to stop this.
The circle is indeed oversaturated. It'll continue to spawn more zombies. They said Nightfield. I've heard that name before, but I can't tell where. It's from ages ago. Before my time, even. Could we be on top of an old kingdom, perhaps?
It'll explain the amount of undead that is in this location.
These are denizens of ages past. They had no say in the matter. Simply revived.
Conscripted into an army.
Indeed. From within all of your ears, in your mind's eye, you hear the voice that spoke earlier again. Aid me. Cleanse these creatures. Do as I beseech, and I will reward you.
Like the purity one. Yeah, I can't even see the circle. There's a damn wall.
For the sake of the scene, I'm just assuming that you all can see it.
You gotta look through your mind's eye. Remember that there is no wall.
I'll reposition you all a little bit. About like that, more or less.
How can walls be real if our eyes are real?
Exactly.
Do you answer the voice's call?
Do you want us to answer the call?
Yeah, do you want to? It's asking for your aid.
We were gonna eliminate the zombies anyways.
Right.
So he's like, what is it? Our intent is to cleanse this land. If we receive your aid, that is appreciated. We thank thee.
Then cleanse and purify. You feel a surge from within all of you, except for Harkin. He doesn't seem to be blessed by this power.
He doesn't believe in shit. He's just, it's like, eh.
A silver hue is over all of your weaponry and armor.
Nice.
Yeah.
All
We're gonna
right.
fight vampires now.
Sort of a silvery wispy hue, like something has been imbued into your weapons temporarily.
Alright. Werewolves and vampires.
You know.
There's going to be 1, 2, 3 zombie slams. Oops, I accidentally closed the zombie sheet. No, it's still here
they're all
somewhere.
dead.
I guess they just explode into random
Yep.
light.
There we go.
Oh shit! They're
Oh,
coming
oh.
to slay him.
Alright, that's a 14, a 7, and a 20. The 20 is going to attack you, Delon.
That's fine. Come on and jam.
So you find as the zombie strikes you, and it does hit you, but you only take 1 damage.
Burp.
Oh, another thing of note, Tulio is also not glowing.
Uh-huh. I saw it was like the perfect dungeon for 5th level, but 4th level, so like we don't have the good thing.
We got to do the
no.
side quest beforehand.
So Tulio will
It's
shoot his
like-
modified crossbow and thunk 1 with 4 damage.
Like, man, imagine I have a spirit guardian. Imagine if I had destroyer, then nothing in the room. But no.
Nope. Turn undead. Destroy undead. Yep. I think
But
that's
like,
just
oh
why.
shit, I can't actually use it anyway because I already used
Yeah.
my channel community earlier on. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Alright.
See, if I was like, oh, when do I get the second one again? 6th level.
So Delon,
Yeah. Alright. I only have 1 more breath weapon. We have like a 2nd level. But there's just so many zombies, and not having them have to do with the whole undead thing would be very helpful.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna breath weapon the ones in front of me.
alright. I believe
So that's
it's
about
a 15-foot cone.
Yeah, so like that's about.
You can
1,
angle it
2.
in a way that gets all of these, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also a 30-foot as well.
30 foot, okay. So
Yeah, it's a 30-foot.
you would get all 5 of these here if you angled it correctly.
Yeah, it says it's a 30-foot line that's 5 feet wide though.
5 feet line. That's like. We get that.
Yeah.
So for the sake of it, the silver radiance that is wafting off of you is going to make it a cone.
Cool. Understood. Alright. Roll sizzle beef. Come on, breath weapon. God damn it.
So how do you kill 6 zombies?
Oh crap. This is unprecedented. Oh goodness. I suppose Delon inhales, pulls back with feeling, angling his mouth as best way he can, and aims his breath weapon. As he does so, there seems to be a welling, and a normal breath weapon for which he's accustomed to is thoroughly changed as both the diameter and the length increase. It becomes far larger and just encompasses those 6 zombies as it rushes out, to the surprise of even Delon himself. Oof.
Of note, your pearl breath had a silver hue to it. It was pearlescent as its base, but it had a silver edge to it.
Kind of reminds me of Senna from League of Legends, for kind of for weapon fires. Kind of has a white base, but also has like almost like a
True.
gold hue around it, kind of silvery.
Eleanor is going to cast Firebolt. So Gildas, the one in front of you, is going to die, as her firebolt is not red and is instead silver. She's going to kill 2 of them, as a silver bolt of fire strikes from her fingers and does radiant damage to both of them. What? That was not what I did.
Bub, you reach forward and you strike a zombie, but your teeth are now made of silver.
Well,
They're
yeah,
made
I
silver.
think it's just magic that made our attack silvered so that they'd be
Right.
effective. Yeah, it's very
No. Then your fangs break off. That way, now you can sell that silver and make a lot of money.
Gildas.
Also, I was looking at like Darlin's breath weapon, like now the firebolt. So I'm like, I wonder if mine changed as well. Be nice if you could, I don't know, bounce from one to another. So let's try it before closing in. What is it? Map.
Alright, so you will
Nice
actually
roll.
kill 2 of the zombies.
Yeah. Well, I guess get these two.
Alrighty.
2, 3, 4, 6.
Very nice. As your guiding bolt streaks through the air, like with absolute purpose, and just immediately turns the zombies not even into ash. There's nothing left. All of your attacks so far have left nothing in its wake, as if they've just been completely erased.
Right. But yeah, look at that and say, I can only get 2 then.
Bub.
All right. So, is this the guy who talked to us for help, or is he the guy who's doing the summoning?
He's the dead dude impaled on a spear that's like bleeding all over.
Yeah, the cultist in the middle's dead. He's basically impaled himself on a spear inside the circle.
Uh huh.
And his blood is basically spawning more zombies.
Air Carry, murder him.
I feel like I should move the body. Right? Or wait, I thought he's dead though.
He is dead, but his corpse is bleeding
Yes.
into the summoning circle.
All right.
Yeah.
So
His
I'm gonna
continual death is spawning more.
So I'm gonna grab his corpse with my spider legs and throw him over this way.
Alrighty. So you do so, and as soon as you rip the spear with him on it out of the ground and throw it out of the way, the summoning circle catches on fire, and the zombies seem to glow with a black hue.
Huh. Okay. All right.
Harkin is going to narrow his gaze at the zombies now, and he is going to roll a don't be a history check. Should that be aided as well? These cultists are after something. These ones may not go down so easily. One, two, three, four, five, 6 attacks on you, bub.
Time to get wrecked. I have 14 AC.
Alright. So, 1, 2,
They
3
both
hits you.
see it. I was useful in this fight.
So you're gonna take 4, 7. You're gonna take 17 necrotic damage.
Ow. Okay, 17.
You've taken way worse than that.
Remember the fireball to the face, bub?
Yes.
That was so much worse than this!
No, that's not what I meant to do. Stupid thing.
Does Bub have silver around him?
He does.
Has also please.
Tulio will impact this one, and the crossbow bolt seemed to almost meet resistance as it sunk into the flesh, but the crossbow bolt glowed with a hue, almost like a golden hue or something, and pierced through. Hey, I spent a lot of good money on those crossbow bolts. I don't give a fuck if you have some sort of resistance. Delon.
Well, okay, so I should probably help out my best friend Superfly and go and help him out. So I'm gonna head down to this zombie right here. I'm gonna smack this one right here. Okay, that's an 11. Does that hit? Does that hit? He's probably talking to right now.
Yeah. Well, it should, assuming it's the same as the other guy.
Yeah, presumably.
Also,
I'll
Sword of Echoes sounds like a legendary fire emblem weapon.
Yeah, it does. Sword of Echoes.
Alright, what was your attack roll? An 11? Yeah, that hits.
Yeah. Cool. Sword of Echoes, 12.
Alrighty. See, you are there. Alright. So that is going to kill that one. As your blade comes down, and as soon as it touches the zombie's flesh, it combusts into a silver flame, leaving nothing behind. Wow, that damage is awful. Eleanor will shoot her firebolt, which is also now completely silver as well, continually, and will do killing that one, causing a similar effect to Delon's blade. Gildos.
Right. So we need to get rid of the summoning circle, right? Or something.
They're probably not going to respawn now that the corpse is no longer dropping blood into it.
Uh-huh. Right. Well, if we don't have to worry about that, then I think I'll move. I'll move over there actually. I know I'm gonna proc something, so go ahead and do it. Then, since I'm here, I'm just gonna flash his fucking head. A nice 13.
Sambo.
Yeah, that's a miss.
Yep. And you kill that zombie. Your warhammer is also coated in the silver glow. Bub.
Alright. Attack this one so people can go around.
Alrighty. That's a hit.
15. Nice.
Roll a con save and you will kill that one.
Yeah. 16.
Alrighty. You're fine. So you sink your spider teeth into it, you find that the bite oozes silver flames, which slowly consume the entire zombie, leaving nothing behind. Harkin begins smoking his pipe, watching the scene before him with fascination. Zombies are going to wail on you, bub.
Those all hit.
You take 9 necrotic damage.
Okie dokie.
That dog shit ass damage. This one will take 5 piercing damage. Delon. There are 2 zombies remaining.
Right.
You can go around the
Just for
corpses now.
clarification, I know Harkin rolled a religion roll. What exactly did we learn?
Harkin learned something. He's not shared it with the party yet.
I thought so. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't miss anything. I was paying
Yeah.
attention. I just made sure that wasn't like a mistake on my part.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Cool. All right, so I'm gonna move up to the zombie right meow. Right meow.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna smack him.
Roll damage.
Sword of Echoes. Oh.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
Ooh, max
Alright.
damage.
That will kill the last 2 zombies. As there is a sort of like a sonic echo that erupts after you strike the first one, which causes a ripple effect, catching the other one on fire with a silver flame, leaving all zombies in this current area just completely eroded.
I'm gonna look at that at his sword. It's just kind of like I need to look up what this weapon seems pretty special. I'm gonna have to look more into this. This isn't just an elven weapon. There's something about this.
So with those defeated, give me one moment. The zombies and undead have been defeated, and shortly after you do so, the silver aura that was around all of you jumps off all your persons and swirls around the room, coating the entire, basically carving sconces into the wall and lighting silver flame, which burns continuously with no fuel source. What on earth is going on? I love it when deities interfere with everyday tasks. So fun.
You call that everyday task?
I've killed plenty of undead cultists in my life. What about you? You look like a right irregular at it to me, Gildas. Well, actually, all of you were showing me up. Then again, I didn't have the right gear.
Actually, it was like my first cult, really.
Killing cults are like downing a beer. Once you start, you never stop.
Mm-hmm.
I quite disagree.
So Bub transforms back and steps away from the bloody circle, and just is like staring at it, like,
Harkin will walk straight up to it and perform a Arcana check. There is no need to fear. It was overtaxed, and now it has destroyed itself. The blast of flame. that erupted from the seething circle was the necrotic backlash from oversaturation of death energy. It latched on to the things that it could find to embolden them, and with the zombies with no master, began lashing out. The circle has no power anymore. Still. It's also incomplete. The first one was more of a alpha circle, I would say. This one's much, much more complete, but still incomplete. Perhaps a beta. I'd reckon there is another circle further down, which could be complete by now.
Yeah, most of all, Harkin.
What did you say to Harkin?
I said I fear that most of all.
Aye. Still. Nightfield and the silver aura. Can you feel it? This place feels different than before. The only symbol of darkness is this summoning circle. The rest of this place feels almost holy.
Aye. Harkin, I have a concept. When we spoke in the hut with your fine feathered friend, you mentioned that there was a battle between the Silver Dragon and a Lich King, to my understanding?
Aye.
You wouldn't happen to know the name of the Lich King, would you?
No, I do not. What I can
It's just-
confirm is that there is no way that it was the Nightfield. Nightfield is
And
a
you see
very,
what I was thinking.
very old name.
Thought I made a connection there. My apologies.
Oh, no problem, dear boy.
Still,
But the old battle is on the right track. That silver aura. Beautiful, wasn't it?
it was. But I wonder. It did not it did not imbue you with any additional qualities.
No, I imagine not. Can't imbue somebody with a power when they're saturated as is. Yeah, but what about me, old timer? You look to me like the blasphemous sort. Guilty as charged. I ain't never gone to confessional once in my life. Right. That's your answer then.
Regardless, when we need its capabilities a little deeper, I feel our enemy is only going to be stronger from here on out.
Indeed. Do I reckon these were... Dear boy, do you know the old, archaic, and long since abandoned strategy of whittling away at a high-quality, well-armed militia with hundreds, thousands even, of sacrificial lambs? It's a barbaric strategy. One not used anymore.
I recall few circumstances when we discussed tactics with Commander Panda Darius. That was one of the ones he greatly disliked. But for one that has many numbers, to attack and whittle down a stronger enemy, weaken them with numbers. Almost like a flood.
Precisely. I think this was something similar.
If there are a number of bodies in this police, especially if there's something of a civilization down here, forgotten in the ice, divines, it could just occur an army and just attack anywhere.
Indeed.
Raise the dead throughout.
That's why this disturbs me. If this is indeed the location of an old kingdom, that means that my compatriots, in turn, had somehow learned of that and decided to attempt some sort of nesting in this old kingdom, to use the remnants of it for something more. But that makes me wonder, if the kingdom's long gone and has been buried, forgotten for so long, then what of the souls being re-established?
I fear they've also been forgotten. Perhaps, more terribly, perhaps they were contained.
I think
You
it's
say this place-
very likely these undead are... They spoke when blasted with radiance.
Yes. You said there were many Lich throughout this land once, before the Pearl Dragon arrived, when the Silver fought. Perhaps its remnants of its history is still around. Perhaps there's like, if it's almost apparent, it's barely apparent that perhaps to those with keen eye, Delon almost blanches and thought, what if there's a Lich here?
That would be disastrous. The boy
What?
had ambitions to create one.
What if he found one? What if its body was destroyed, but not its... What did you say? There's something attached to it.
Phylactery.
Yes, that. What if he found a phylactery? It houses souls, correct? Lady Eleanor, am I wrong?
No. Those sorts of things are very rare and are crafted. The methodology of how to craft one is lost. Some necromancers spend a great deal of time attempting to make one from scratch. Every one tends to be tied to a very personal nature. My dear, how do you know this? That's secret knowledge. I dabbled in night classes. They're not for me. Wonders never cease.
There are more enemies down there, and there is a proper Lich. I feel we may be far underprepared.
I have one more good breath in me.
Delon looks at his hand and he nods. I have a few spells thanks to my time in Mysterium. I have a bit of radiance left, but I'm afraid my breath has all been used up.
Are you sure about that, dear boy? Harkin has a weirdly knowing gaze as he looks at you.
Well, I suppose before arriving here, I presumed only two, but I never tried. After those, it felt spent.
Yet you do not feel tired now. I imagine all of you feel rather invigorated, do you not? Minus myself and the blasphemer, of course. Hey!
Roll. roll Fizzlebeef. Roll hell.
Yeah, I'm ready. I got 2 more spells and transformation.
Well, I didn't spend much energy, really. Just a few scratches here and there. I should manage.
Most of my more useful spells I chose to save. Perhaps I should have casted haste or slow.
No, Lady Eleanor, I think we'll be needing that soon enough.
Tell you what, dear. You do the slowing. I'll do the hasting.
One kind of raises a brow. Arkin, you know magic?
Aye. Scholar, aren't I not? As he says this, he casts prestidigitation.
He was a wizard all along. He just used his dragon claws.
Followed by
what?
thaumaturgy to add sound
Neat.
effects to his little magical display.
Honestly, that's awesome. And makes perfect sense.
Just like, it looks like you could use magic, so I'll never really
Well,
ask myself.
yeah, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, oh, I thought he was like a dragon, and then, but yeah, makes perfect sense. He'd also get magic. Why not? You're old.
They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Living proof that is not the case.
Good. And I suppose if we're ready for this, we'll continue on.
Aye. Let us head forwards. Let's meet this would-be lich head on. And with the party following down to the second level, which I will move the party over to now, the last thing that I will have happen before we start the next layer is that before you leave, a skeleton arises behind the party and starts marching in step with you.
Oh.
Does he have a staff?
No. He has a sword and shield.
Huh.
Oh. Being aided.
The
Yeah,
shield
maybe
has an
it has-
emblem that you do not recognize. It looks very, very old.
Roll history.
Roll history.
If I'm allowed to.
You may. It's very difficult to check. Okay then.
Yeah. Like,
This is like the third
Lord
natural
Master.
20 for like history. At this point, you should get expertise. Like, this is ridiculous.
like, it's very, very difficult. History.
Big dragon brain activate.
I just find it so hilarious.
And all those years of Delan as a little kid, reading stories of fantasy and whatever, reading all the history of knights and kingdoms. It's paying off, baby. It's paying off.
So, funny enough, Delon, as you're looking at the shield on the knight's shield, the symbol on the knight's shield, he is just marching in step with you, and he doesn't speak, he doesn't look at you. He just seems like he acts like he perfectly belongs with you all. The emblem on his shield is one that you feel like you recall. You've seen it somewhere. And then it clicks. You saw that in a children's storybook about a mystical kingdom from 3 ages ago. It was a fairy tale about the first kingdom of King's Landing, the first kingdom of men, of heroes and knights.
Holy crap.
An era filled with some very potent magics, horrible warfares, horrible atrocities, grander heroes, grander accomplishments, and it was the era of legendary weaponry and the like as well. Very, very long time ago.
And it's like a very specific symbol.
Yes, very, very specific.
The
Harkin
line-
is eyeing it, but he does not seem to... It doesn't click for him. He has no idea what the symbol is, but he's trying to puzzle it out.
Delon has like his eyes shine, and he's like, Harkin.
What is it, dear boy?
That's a shield. It's from the first. He's like, I remember reading it as a child. That's a shield. It comes from. It comes from the first King's Landing.
What?
Look at it. Symbol. It's unmistakable. Do you remember the story of oh my goodness. It was an old tome, and my great aunt she gave it to me, and it was something of Knights and Men. Of Knights and Men. That was it. It was an old tome, and it was something that we got at King's Landing, and it talked about the very earliest. It was a children's story at the very beginning of King's Landing. I remember that shield because one of the heroes was wielding it. He was from one of the first families. It must be a knight as an employee.
Fascinating. Perhaps I should read more children's storybooks.
Like, do you know what that means? Like, he, physically grabs Harkin and, shakes him. Do you know what that means?
It means that some stories of old became nothing but a fairy tale. They might have some credibility after all.
Aye. And that's living proof.
Indeed.
Yeah, you think the skeleton? Do you think he's from the ages of old?
Quite possibly.
We must not let him die.
Wonder if he is the only skeleton of his type here.
Think of all the. No, wait. But it's necromancy. He is technically not under the. But I also want to ask him things.
Let's see where it heads, boy. Let's see where it heads. I'm intrigued now. Very intrigued.
We will watch.
If it was with the others, it would have attacked us. But it watches in step with us, as if its goal matches ours.
Aye.
As you're looking more on the emblem, Delon, actually all those who are looking on the emblem, except for Harkin and Tulio, hear a faint, somber-sounding voice, very feminine. Pray thee, let this insufferable existence, let it end. It is also very different from the other voice you heard. Sounds incredibly sad.
Well, I got two forces at play then.
Got two things at play, boys. And lady.
Mm-hmm. And with another message and another mystery conveyed, both seemingly different from each other and seemingly at odds, we will wrap up the session here. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.